Thank you. Okay, everyone, welcome to the CB3 SLA and DCA Licensing Committee meeting for the month of October. My name is Michelle Cooper-Smith. I am the chair of the committee. Just to go through a couple of things, Jeanette Kim, who is a member of the committee, will be helping me manage the Zoom this evening. If you have any technical questions, please drop that in the chat. We can help you. The chat goes to just to Jeanette, myself, and Susan, who are the hosts of the meeting. And if you're here for an agenda item that you'd like to speak on as a member of the public, please put that in the chat so we know who is here for each item. I will likely go a little bit out of order this evening on the agenda items, just to address some applications might go a little more quickly than others. There might be members of the public here to speak on certain items, and we want to be respectful of everybody's time. So what will happen is for each application, I will call out the information. I'll drop the application into the chat for everyone to see so we can follow along. I'll hit the top points of the application. I'll ask the applicant if they have anything to add or clarify. Then the committee will have a chance to ask questions of the applicant, and then I will turn to members of the public. Members of the public have 2 minutes each to speak on any one agenda, or as many agenda items as you'd like, but on each agenda item, you only have 2 minutes per. If you're here representing a community group, we ask that you select 2 members of the group, just so that we understand your point of view, but we'll also count how many people are here on your position. Just let us know, we can note that. Okay, and as you heard, the meeting will be recorded. And just to get started, are there any objections from the committee from last month's minutes?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Great, hearing no objections, we'll go into the roll call votes. For attendance, Michelle, present. Jesse Beck.
Present.
David Crane. See him. Jamie Falber.
Present.
Herman Hewitt. See him. Jeanette Kim.
Present.
Ellen Liu. Alex Militano. Paul Ciros.
Present.
Okay. Thank you, everyone who is here. You all may see that the first item on the agenda this evening was for the district needs, but we'll actually do that at the end because that's committee only. Okay, so I'm going to start with, let's see. Are the applicants for Nowon here, number 12?
Yes.
Okay, great. Applicants and any representation?
Yep, that's me.
Okay, great.
So it's myself, Sarah Lucas, and Jay Lee.
Right. Okay, all right, let me just drop the application in the chat so everyone can see it. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is number 12. No, not number 12. Yes, number 12, 507 East 6th Street. This is an application for an upgrade for an existing licensed beer wine licensed business, Nowon, a Korean restaurant on East 6th Street between A and B. There are 21 full on premises liquor licenses within 500 feet per the lamp map. This applicant received administrative approval from this committee, from the board, excuse me, in May 2020 for a beer wine license of closing hours of 12 a.m. all days. They've been operating since, well, sorry, we gave the application approval in September 2019. They've been operating since May 2020. The previous applicant before Nowon was also a beer wine license since October 2015. We found no 311 complaints at this location, and there were no complaints about this location known to the Committee Board 3 office. We did not receive any support for or against this. And do you have the petition signatures, Zara?
Yes, those were emailed over, or they should have been. If not, can I email those to you right now?
Yeah, can you send to cv3slachair@gmail.com?
Okay, I'll do that. And I'll just mention that the applicant actually, he received his license in May of 2020, but he's been operating since November 2019.
Okay, thank you for clarifying.
Yes, and he did do his outreach and he got 49 signatures, almost practically from every building on the block, in support of the application. So I will get this right over to you. I usually
I just chatted you the
Okay.
Gmail.
Yeah. Okay, got it. Great.
Okay, does the committee have any questions for this applicant? I know we have at least one committee member who actually lives on this block, so you might have a question or comment. Well, we actually have 2 committee members who live on this block, but only one is present.
Yeah, I've eaten it Nowon. I like the restaurant. I saw no issue with their application. They've been, to my knowledge, living on the block great. And I got nothing but positive things to say about the application.
Very much.
Okay, thanks. And I'll just also say that I had asked Jamie and David about this before the committee meeting, and David Crane, who also lives on that block, said something similar, that although it might be a sort of busy block, this is truly a restaurant. I just have one question about the 2 a.m. weekend. You're asking just to extend the hours, correct? Because right now you're operating until 12 a.m. on nights.
Right, we operate until 12 a.m., but because of beer and wine license, we die out right around 9:30. So we don't even open till 12 a.m. It's like we're competing with, we want to serve food, but people that want to eat dinner late at night, they want a proper cocktail to go with it. So I think 2 a.m. would be an opportunity for us to continue serving food. Like for myself, I live on 11th Street between B and C, and there's only deli food you can get after midnight. So I think we need some sort of actual restaurant food past 12. So I think 2 a.m. sounds very reasonable. You know, it's not 4 a.m. So yeah.
Okay. Anyone from the committee have any questions about this?
Are you proposing to have your kitchen open at all hours?
That's correct. Yeah, closing within, obviously, you won't take orders at 2 a.m., but food would be available, and there will be patrons on site eating right through until 2 a.m.
Okay. Is there anyone here from the public that's here to speak on this item? Please put up your Zoom hand so we can see you. Jeanette, are you seeing anybody?
No hands and no one in the chat.
Okay. Okay,
I sent the petitions over to you.
thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, all right, hearing nothing from the community and nothing more from the applicant, from the committee, excuse me.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry? Oh, Paul, go ahead.
How many, what's the hours, like how many days to 2 a.m.?
2 a.m. Friday and Saturday only.
Right. And the rest of the days is what? 12?
12 a.m.
12 a.m.
Right.
Let me see if I apologize. I've been having trouble with sharing my screen. Let's see. Okay, well, I'm just going to read out the stipulations then, team. So applicant and committee, please listen carefully as I read out the stipulations. This is what you'd be signing to. You will operate a full-service restaurant serving Korean food with a liquor, wine, beer, and cider license. Hours of operation, 5 p.m. to 12 a.m., Monday to Thursday, 5 p.m. to 2 a.m. Friday, 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. Saturday, and 11 a.m. to 12 a.m. Sunday. You'll close any front or rear facade doors at 10 p.m. No DJs, no live music, no promoted events, no event with a cover fee, no scheduled performances. 1 television without sound. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Okay. Ambient recorded background music only. Will not apply for an alteration without coming back here. No unlimited drink specials, no pub crawls. If you have a happy hour, it will end at 7. No wait lines, and you'll have a staff person to ensure no loitering outside. You will close all outdoor dining allowed under the temporary open restaurants program and any other subsequent uses by 10 p.m. and not have any speakers or TV monitors. And Jay, you're the contact.
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, committee, any other questions or concerns? Okay, hearing none, I'm going to move this into a vote.
Hello?
Sorry, we're working on something. Please mute yourself.
Yeah, my name is Healing. I'm not sure my lawyer is in the Zoom meeting.
Okay, sorry. I don't think we're not dealing with your application right now. We'll call you at some point. Okay, going through a roll call on Nowon. Michelle, yes. Jesse,
Yes.
Jamie,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Jeanette.
Yes.
Jeanette, has anyone else entered the chat? No one else from the committee has joined, right? Okay. All right, thank you. So we will send you the stipulations tomorrow morning, hopefully. Please sign and return as quickly as possible to the office. Thanks for your time.
Do you need an original copy mailed to the office or just an email version is sufficient?
Susan.
If you could follow up with an original copy, that would be great. Thank you.
Okay,
All right,
right.
thank you, guys.
thank you.
Thank
Great
you.
night.
Bye-bye.
All right, Jeanette, is there another agenda item that there's a lot of people here for that you noticed?
Not anything in particular, but there are multiple with people who want to speak. Does that make sense?
Okay, I see 6 St. Mark's, right? And
Belse, what was it again?
Elsa.
Yeah.
Okay, and I think Lucky Star as well, right?
And Superiority and 135.
Okay, yeah. All right, let's do number 4 then, St. Mark's. The karaoke, is the applicant present for that one?
Yes.
ASG singing?
Hello? Yes.
Yes. Do you want to wait for your lawyer to be here?
Yeah, I'm not sure my lawyer. He should be in the Zoom meeting. He told me, he promised me he'll be joining.
Okay,
this
all right,
meeting.
we'll come back to you, no worries. Okay, we'll come back to you, sir. All right, let's do number 9, 135 Division Street. Is the applicant here?
Hello, can you hear me? This is Trigger from 135 Division.
Hi, yep, we can hear you.
Okay, I don't know if you could see me, but this is my first Zoom meeting, so bear with me.
No worries, we can hear you. Okay,
Okay.
let me just drop the application in the chat. Okay. Okay, all right, I'm just gonna hit the highlights for this, and then Trigger, I'll ask you to clarify or add if necessary, okay?
Let me say this, I don't know what to do at this moment. My attorney, Frank Blillo, said he might be late. He's definitely
Oh,
joining.
okay. Do you want me to come back to you then? Would that be
Yeah,
better? He's
if
joining
you have anything for me now, I can.
No,
you
we'll
know-
come back to you if you, I don't want to go through it without your representation if
Okay,
you have,
fair enough.
if you have it.
Fair
All
enough,
right,
thank you.
sorry everyone for that false alarm.
No problem.
Let's do, Janet, you said people were here to speak on number 11, Belse, 265 Bowery.
Yeah, we had one person speak who said they wanted to speak on that.
Okay, all right, well, let's do that one next then, if the applicant's here. Is the applicant for number 11, 265, 267 Bowery present?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, Andrew. Here is the application for that one.
I'm sorry, what was with Bell's Bowery? How was that left?
We're doing that now.
Okay, yep, all right. You ready?
Yep. All right. So I'm just going to hit the highlights here and then I'll ask you if there's anything to clarify or add. Okay, so this is an application for a full on-premises liquor license at 265, 267 Bowery for Belse. This was previously the Polliner Brewery, if folks remember that, just below Houston on Bowery, around the corner from Whole Foods. This was a full-service German restaurant and brew pub. It was open till 12 a.m. during the weeks and 1 a.m. on the weekends. It's a large space, 248 people, 30 tables, 162 seats, kitchen, vegan kitchen, serving food during all hours of operation. These applicants have never previously been licensed, but have operated a vegan restaurant in California since July 2020. Polliner closed in February 2018, so we didn't have any commercial 301 calls in the past 3 years. We received one letter in opposition to this application because of existing overcrowding in the neighborhood. One resident of 265 Bowery and 4 residents of 267 Bowery, plus 46 other residents who live within 2 blocks of the location, signed a petition in favor of the application. I had one question for you guys. Are you planning to brew there as well?
Yes, yes. Andrew, do you want?
Okay, and are you brewing for yourself or for distribution?
It's just for ourselves.
Okay, okay. Yeah, if you want to just give like a 1 to 2 minute spiel on what you're doing, because this is a bit of a big space, so good to hear that but if you could keep it tight, that'd be great. Thank
I'll
you.
defer to Mr. Siegel.
Okay. So I grew up in New York City. I attended NYU Law School, and I'm still a trustee emeritus there. So I've had a lot of experience in the general area, but not within your district. My partner and I, Steve Bellamy, who is from California, he runs Kodak's film division, which, don't make fun of it, they actually do still sell films for motion pictures. We opened a vegan restaurant. It was kind of closed for COVID in Los Angeles, and it's been a lot of fun. Very small place. We opened another one in Dallas, and then this one we leased. The idea is the entire premise will be vegan, and anything that's brewed there or any food that's prepared there is strictly vegan. And we're planning on effectively an adaptive reuse of the current restaurant. We're going to we're going to reuse what we can to kind of stay within the vegan mantra of environmental consciousness. The restaurant in Los Angeles is called the Little Pine. There was an existing name that had too wide of a use, you can see it on our Instagram site, Little Pine Restaurant, if you want to kind of get a feel for it. We're very excited to bring a kind of an elevated vegan food to New York. It will have many affordable things on the menu, but also a mix of more fine vegan cuisine. So this is not a fast food place at all.
Okay, great. Let me just ask the committee if they have any questions for you. And the reason I asked about the distribution versus the brewing for yourself is a question about whether there are going to be trucks picking stuff up. So
definitely not.
Okay, great. Does anyone from the committee have any questions? Susan, go ahead.
Thank you. Are you gonna be there, or are you gonna, is it gonna be 100% managed by hired staff?
Well, I'm not sure how to answer that. So all of the employees on site will work for my company directly. So there's no external contracted group. So I have a company that's in the real estate and hotel and mall business. These will be direct employees, just like they are in Los Angeles and just like they are in our Dallas restaurant.
I think Susan's question is, will you be on site? You or one of the other licensed people applying for the license?
No. So I'm not there. I'm not there full time.
Okay.
Are you there part-time?
Well, I mean, I will be there as much as I can, but I have an organization that will run it the same way that we run our hotels and other restaurants. So they're all 100% direct employees.
Well, this is downtown New York City, so it's a little bit different.
Well, I think the experienced in large corporate structure management of hospitality, and I mean, they're thoroughly ensconced in it and have their reputation, not to mention the finance behind it, to make sure that they're a compliant premise. That this is not a fly-by-night.
This a million times over. The large corporations, this, blah, 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 blah. They ask a question for a reason.
Right.
Susan asked the question for a reason, because we know how this goes. It goes this way and then nobody cares. This is downtown Manhattan. It's not Dallas, it's not LA. It's totally different.
Yeah, so I'm aware of that. You know, we have we've been operating real estate for almost 30 years now, and we have a resort in Colorado and a resort in Arizona, and so we're very well equipped and capitalized to.
Arizona and Dallas, it has nothing to do with downtown, with the Lower East Side, or everything that we have to deal with. That's what they're trying to tell you, and it's like
Yes.
It's not the same animal. It's a completely different. It's completely different. You're talking about Dallas. It's like talking about little kids and adults. It's like completely different. That's what they're trying to tell you.
Yes, no,
So,
I'm
yeah, we just want to, yeah, so we want
been
to
in
make you
New York.
aware of the, the intricacies of operating in a heavily, a heavily licensed area. That's sort of the concern. And as Paul and Susan are insinuating that, I'm not saying, this is not, there's no need to be defensive about it. It's just a reality of, what our situation is here. So that's why it's coming up, because unfortunately, there have been unscrupulous operators who are not on site, and Paul is an operator himself and, lives around the corner from his places. So that's a specific perspective on this, which I understand, of course. So is there anyone else from the committee that has any questions about this? And I apologize, I did not say it. They're asking for 1 a.m. closing all days.
What would you say?
1 a.m. closing all days.
I'll go 12 o'clock and 1 a.m. Friday and Saturday.
I think 1 o'clock is actually a fair ask to begin with. This is a late night area. They're not looking to be open late, just late enough to serve, if somebody comes in after a shift, working an evening shift, they can come in and have dinner and not feel rushed out. So I think for that reason, the 1 a.m. and is critical to them.
Same story all the time. Anybody that comes out of the shift, it's not good news. I don't know how many times we say this over and over again, but it's like, go ahead.
Anyone else from the committee have any questions?
Yeah, I have a question, and forgive me if I missed it during your explanation. What does the brewery element, why does that interest you? You said you were going to be doing yourself brewing? Do you guys have any background or history or desire for that? I don't know how a brewery and a vegan restaurant necessarily, you know,
Thank you, Jamie.
equate.
I'll just,
That's a fair
Jamie, it's
question.
because I'll just say that it was previously that like the Polliner Brewery, so all the equipment is there.
Sure.
That's
the
just what I'm
brewery-
saying. And they're only gonna do it for themselves, but I'll let Andrew finish the reason why they're doing this.
So we're, you know, the restaurant is fully configured. It was built new and operated for only about five years. The brewing equipment was there. We've been making wine, not commercially, since 2013. You know, we're very interested in showcasing vegan products, and believe it or not, some beers are not strictly vegan. So we thought that it would be great to preserve the brewery that was there and make beer for consumption on site. It's not to be sold off-site, and we'll probably use the brewing equipment to actually try and make some sodas as well, use some non-alcoholic things as well through there.
And you have a member of the ownership team who is versed in that, or you're going to outsource that and hire somebody who knows about it?
We've hired a brewmeister. So we have experience in the wine business, but not in the beer. But primarily the real crux of the restaurant is vegan food. It's what we've been doing in LA, and showcasing other you know, vegan things like again, it doesn't sound like beer is integral to it, but think about think about vegan like a cuisine now, and not necessarily just for vegans, but a style of food.
Okay, thanks. I'm a vegetarian, so I understand that, yes, they use like fish stuff in brewing, and so not always vegan. Anyone else from the committee have any questions?
I have a question, I think, for the committee. Is there any reason this has been empty for a really long time? Like, has this come up before in applications and like come and gone, or it's just been empty for?
I think it's just been empty since the marshals like seized the space in 2018. But it's a huge, I mean, it's like similar to the one that we heard just on the other side of Houston. That's just a really, really big space with, like, obviously it has a ton of brewing equipment. It's set up for like a specific type of business. I think it just took a while to find the right match. It's not like 112 Rivington that people have come through like many times. It's not like that. Okay, I'm going to turn it over to the community now. We have a lot of applications tonight. Committee, just remember that. So if you're here to speak on this item, this is number 11, 265, 267 Bowery, please raise your Zoom hand. All right, I see Tony. Tony, go ahead. Tony, you need to unmute yourself.
I always do that. Questions about the outdoor areas on the restaurant. Will you be using having a sidewalk cafe, sidewalk seating, and will you be also planning a shed in the street?
We're not planning a shed. I'm hoping that, you know, we've got room inside. We do plan to use the sidewalk as they were using it before, when the weather is appropriate.
Okay.
And there is a back area which will not be utilized for just a little square guard, like patio in the back, but that will not be used.
Okay. And your hours again are going to be what?
11 a.m. to 1 a.m. Monday through Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 1 a.m.
Thank you. My concern is with, excuse me, mic door, amplified sound outside, entertainment being performed outside, television monitors being outside, things of that sort. I don't think it necessarily fits with vegan food, and I hope it doesn't. But in my experience walking around the neighborhood, I've been horrified to hear small clubs and clubs of any size with amplified speakers and music being performed out in front of residential units. Just a walk down Bleecker Street at night from LaGuardia Place to Sullivan Street will give you an idea of the level of noise that can get generated, especially.
Tony, let me just let you know that we've added as a standard stipulation for all applicants coming through, that they will not have any speakers or TV monitors in their outdoor dining setups. So it's a standard stipulation now for all applicants.
I see.
And I understand that some people won't obey it, but we've set that as a requirement. If they do it, they're legally violating their SLA stipulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
It was also, by the way, first of all, I totally agree with you. It was contemplated in the lease. It's even a violation of our lease, but we have no plans to have any TVs or amplified. This is not that kind of place or crowd at all.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. The next hand I see is Wendy Eaton. Wendy, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay. Well, I had a concern about the backyard, but as long as they're not going to use it, Polaner was not supposed to use it either, and they did on several occasions. And also, I think that there are a lot of families. There's 3 babies in my building at 269, which is right next door. I think that the closing at midnight during the week is very reasonable. And that's what Polaner did. And I would just request that they do the same. Those are my concerns. Thank you.
Thanks, Wendy. Yeah, I would, committee, I would want to add to stipulations that they will not use backyard space for commercial use, just so we can solidify that they've already committed to not doing it. So.
And just to alleviate any
Codify it.
concerns about sound within the structure, it is fully soundproofed by Polaner and remains such.
Okay. Anyone else from the community that'd like to speak on this item number 11-265 Bowery? Okay, seeing no hands. Any other concerns from the committee or questions or amendments? Okay, I'm going to read through the stipulations then. Apologies that I'm having trouble with my share screen, so just listen carefully if you don't mind, applicants and committee. This is an application for liquor, wine, beer, and cider for a full service vegan restaurant. Opening no later than 11 a.m. Monday through Friday, and opening by 10 a.m. Saturday and Sunday, and closing by 1 a.m. all days. Already installed soundproofing. They'll close any front or rear facade doors at 10 p.m. No DJs, no live music, no promoted events, no event with a cover fee, no scheduled performances. They'll play ambient recorded background music only. They'll come before us for any alterations. No pub crawls, no party buses, no unlimited drink specials, no happy hours, no wait lines, staff person responsible for ensuring no loitering. We'll use, and I added this because you put in your application that you would do this, you'll use the reservations and texting system to ensure that patrons do not congregate in front of the restaurant. You will close all outdoor dining allowed under the temporary open restaurants program and any other subsequent uses by 10 p.m. all days, and not have any speakers or TV monitors, and you will not use commercial backyard space for commercial use. Does that all sound right?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, committee, any Any concerns about this? Questions, changes?
Nope.
Good.
Okay,
I mean,
hearing no objections, I'm going to move us to a vote.
wait. The
Oh,
open
David.
no later than hours, can you explain that? Because you've copied over his license hours, I believe, and 11 a.m. sounds earlier than we would need.
They have they have breakfast.
Okay, so he understands then, in any case, that he must open by that hour or he's violating the STIPs. And that we do not have to have it be identical to the liquor license. Okay,
Do you understand? So you say you must open by 10 a.m. on the days that you said you would, and you must open by 11 a.m. on the days that you would. You cannot open later than that.
Yep,
That's what
no,
your stipulations will say. Is that okay?
yes, as long as everyone
Okay.
promises to come.
Okay, great. All right, thanks, David. All right, we're moving into a vote here. Michelle, yes. Jeanette,
Yes.
Jamie,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
David,
yes.
Jesse.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, guys. We'll send you the stipulations tomorrow.
Thank you very much for your time.
Yep,
Thank you
please
very
sign and
much.
return as quickly as possible.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
I think you're gonna love them. Okay, thank you.
Okay, St. Mark's, has your attorney showed up yet?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. All right. And just for everyone who in the chat, if you signing up, if you just put into the chat what you want to speak on, when I call that agenda item, I will ask you to raise your Zoom hand. All right, so we're going back to number 4, 6 St. Mark's Place. Here is the application again for everybody. Okay, so this is an application for a karaoke bar located at 6 St. Mark's Place with a full on-premises liquor license. Certificate of occupancy is 80 people. I'm gonna need some clarity, guys, on the tables, and because the number of seats you said you're gonna have is bigger than the certificate of occupancy. I'll put what you wrote in the chat so that you can see. Serving bar snacks and noodles with a full kitchen open within 1 hour's closing, excuse me. There are 19 full on premises liquor licenses within 500 feet. This location was previously licensed as a different karaoke bar with a beer wine license. This applicant is currently a full on premises liquor license holder in Hempstead since September 2019. We received 3 emails from residents who are opposed to the application. The applicant is proposing to close at 4 a.m. all nights. Applicant, can you clarify the seating situation? Your C of O is 80.
Yes, I believe we have more seating than we need. Obviously, we're open to amending it. But yeah, I was going off the floor plans that my clients provided to me.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
understand it, just that you can't have more. I mean, I guess it's just a
Right.
little weird to have more seats than the number of
course.
humans allowed in the space, so. All right, well, I'll let you clarify that. And if you know how many seats will be at the bar, which would even add more seats, so.
Right.
Okay, anything else you need to clarify or correct?
No, I think that's it.
Okay. I will just say, just to, committee reminder that this location has never been licensed with a full on premises license. And this is in a highly dense spot. There doesn't seem to be, to me, to be a public benefit for a full on premises. I don't know if anyone from the committee has any questions or comments about that or anything else.
I think I'm with you. It was a karaoke bar, so I don't really mind that it's like a karaoke bar again. they did check off in the application questionnaire that they would install soundproofing. And I think that's pretty crucial. Seeing as there are a lot of apartments in that area on top of a lot of businesses. So that would be my main concern. I also don't know if you need that late of an hour, but I don't remember what the previous place was open till.
I see. Anyone else from the committee have any questions or comments?
Yeah, I agree with Jeanette on the beer and wine license and the closing hours. 4 a.m. all days doesn't really show any recognition of the neighborhood and the problems that are faced.
I agree with Jamie.
Okay.
Me too.
But also, there's no such thing as 100% soundproofing. Let's not kill each other. We're gonna go back and forth like 100 times. There's no such thing. It doesn't matter the city, this, that. There's such thing with these old buildings of 100% soundproofing. So we're kidding each other.
Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out if I can see the hours from the past applicant. Jeanette, do you mind searching the folder for it, finding the hours for the past applicant?
I had and couldn't, it wasn't local.
I wonder if it was, do you think it was administratively approved? I wonder.
I don't think so. I think it was too old for that.
Oh, so you think it might just predate? Because we can't find it in the previous. So, Jeanette, why don't you try searching the website, the CB3 website? Do a site search. Thank you. Okay, let's hear from the community. If there's anyone here to speak, please raise your Zoom hand now. A reminder, this is number 4, 6 St. Mark's Place. Okay, Susie, I see your hand. Go ahead.
All right, so my name is Susie Schrapp, and I'm the Tenants Association President at 8 St. Mark's Place. I'm here to speak on behalf of the tenants at 8 St. Mark's Place against the full liquor license. And we also have submitted petitions against the application by tenants directly affected on the application before you tonight. So it appears that this space at St. Mark's Place has kind of been befallen by a karaoke curse. A curse for neighboring tenants, and further down the line, also a curse for owners. Since the closing of Kim's video, we actually had a revolving door of failed businesses in the building, including actually 2 karaoke bars, because the previous one was under one management and then it moved over into another management. And one thing I always find when owners come before the community board about a liquor license on our block, they have this false impression that a bar or restaurant on St. Mark's Place between 2nd and 3rd is a gold mine. And over the last 5 to 10 years, this block has seen massive turnover, and it's been very difficult for establishments to stay in business. And and I say this at every liquor license application on our block. If the success of your business and the center point of your business plan revolves around a full liquor license, you're already in trouble. If that's the only reason you can make it, you should not get into this business. Our block is an extended campus of NYU, the New School, and other nearby colleges. And that, of course, in the past has resulted in underage drinking. We've had a few incidents there where the establishment was closed for a certain amount of time because they were caught serving to minors. Soundproofing is always a problem, and tenants in the past have complained about listening to horribly drunken people singing karaoke till late in the morning, like early hours of the morning. And with regards to soundproofing, there is a soundproofing that's almost 100%, but that means you have to reduce the square footage of your space, which means you have to create an empty air pocket, and that would work. One
Susie,
thing,
if you wouldn't mind just wrapping it up, that'd be great.
I'm almost done. So
Sure,
there's
thank you.
real manager on the premises. It's less than 200 feet from a religious institution in the back. Patrons block the entrance of 8 St. Mark's Place during all hours of operation and leave garbage and vomit on the stoop. And the previous karaoke bar owners have scarred us. Like, the level of trust has been broken, and owners come to these hearings with a lot of promises and usually fall flat. And, you know, it's like, it's so difficult to parse through like who is really good and who isn't. Now, that said, Barcade has been a pretty good neighbor so far. And so there are some good players on the block, and this is not about being against liquor licenses, you know, as a blanket opinion, but we have had some pretty severe problems from specifically this space. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Susie. And Jeanette looked up the hours. Thank you, Jeanette. 4 a.m. The previous licensee was 4 a.m. Friday and Saturday only, 2 a.m. all other nights. Okay, anyone else from the community here to speak? Please raise your hand, your Zoom hand. I'm not seeing anyone else at the moment. Okay. All right, moving back to the committee discussion. All right, can we take so I want to do a straw poll on 2 things: hours and on premises versus wine, beer. So on wine, beer, committee, raise your Zoom hand if you want wine, beer.
I don't know how to do that, so I'm just raising my hand.
Jeanette is both clapping and raising her hand, so she votes for you, Paul.
It's probably under reactions at the bottom of your Zoom thing. If you're using a laptop of some sort, under reactions, if you click that, then a thing pops up. All righty.
Good.
You'll have to come over, Paul. I'll show you how to do it. Okay. All right. Well, it's a unanimous vote from the committee that we want wine, beer. Okay. And then does anyone have any suggestions for hours?
I would do.
Reminder that the other one was 4 a.m. Friday, Saturday, only 2 a.m. the rest of the nights.
I think Susie's right. I would do 12 and 1. There's another karaoke space right next to it. So, you know, I'm all for karaoke too, but like, you know, it gets out of control. So she's 100% right.
I would just say that karaoke, yeah. I mean, if we're licensed, but that seems early for karaoke, but.
What are the hours?
Well, and if it is wine and beer, I don't know if it's going to get out of control as it would if it was full liquor.
That's true.
I don't know if it's the noise of. Sorry. Go ahead.
No.
I would say there's something a bit not unfair. I don't know what the word is, but the place next door is open until 4. So, like, if we tell these guys that they have to stop at 2, then we're like effectively limiting competition for the guy next door. I mean,
no, listen, I agree with that, Jeanette. It does. I don't like putting stipulations on a business that effectively, you know, doom it. But at the same time, does the neighborhood need another 4 a.m. karaoke bar if there's one right next door?
I don't really want to license fully at 4 a.m. when it hasn't previously been. I'd be okay with the 2 a.m. Sunday to Thursday and 4 a.m. Friday to Saturday, like the last applicant. Go ahead, David. Oh,
that makes sense to me. I was gonna ask if there was something along those lines.
Hold on, I think I'm looking at the wrong listing. I'm looking at an older listing.
Yeah, I'm good with your hours, Michelle.
Sing Sing on St. Mark's is further.
I'm with the bad day here.
Yeah. No, there is a karaoke place on St. Mark's. It's not next door, but it is on St. Mark's,
Okay.
like 2 blocks away, and it's open till 4 on the weekend.
No, it's actually almost next door.
Oh, is it? My good. Hold on.
Okay, so it's 2 a.m. Sunday to Thursday and 4 a.m. Friday and Saturday.
May I ask the applicants like what measure of soundproofing they have done to date? and like what their plans are to improve that. I understand, Paul, that there's no such thing as 100%, but like
Come on.
there needs to be some effort.
There is no such thing, I'm telling you.
I know, but there can still be an effort, and we can still note that.
There's an effort, yeah. You spend like $100,000 and it's the same exact thing. Once the base goes up, there's nothing you can do about it. It just resonates through the building. Doesn't matter what you do.
I spent a fortune on soundproofing at my location on St. Mark's, and it was a waste of every penny I spent.
I would have told you not to spend that money before I could make you. Dude, that was my job. It's like, it doesn't matter. Once the base goes through with the connecting buildings, nothing matters. It's the same thing.
Susan, you got your hand up, go ahead.
Yeah, what we've done successfully in some places is have a sound engineer that goes in the apartments and tests it. And you're right about the base, but then they set, what the levels can be at. And if you do both of those, test in the apartments and set levels, we've had it resolve issues.
Yeah, so I would propose, committee, this is a standard stipulation that we've done before, is ensure that no sound is audible in surrounding residences and address any soundproofing deficiencies as necessary with a sound engineer. Okay. Okay, committee, any other questions or concerns?
Like, it's hard to, I don't know. It's hard to say no outright. There are compelling reasons to say no, but I don't know.
What do you mean no, and what do you mean no to what?
Like to these later hours.
Oh.
I'm like pretty torn on the hours front, so I can very easily be convinced by other committee members. Or not easily convinced, but I'll hear a good argument.
I mean,
there's no one going for 4
a.m. If we're requiring the soundproofing, that no one will be heard, in any residence, and that's part of their legal stipulations. As Susan said, that's been successful in the past. And these are the hours that were for the previous operator. Susie, do you want to just say something quickly about this?
Yes, so in the same building is Barcade, and they have been trying to get later hours for 2 renewals in a row, I think, or 1 renewal. And it was denied based on the same kind of concerns. And I think it would be extremely unfair to them if, this karaoke place who has no track record with the community would suddenly get opening hours till 4 a.m. And then one of our arguments was, okay, then we start the floodgate with everybody wanting opening hours till 4 a.m. on an already crazy block.
Okay, thanks, Susie. Yeah, committee. So Barcade is 2 a.m. all nights.
I'm inclined to vote against this application because I'm not inclined to give it a 4 a.m. license, and just I don't feel comfortable voting for an application that I feel will have a difficult time running its business with competition in the area. So my personal opinion on this is lesser hours, but that puts them in a really sticky position, and my vote will probably be no unless something else convincing comes up. That might not.
Do you want to make an amendment? Do you want to make a motion to amend the hours that we've proposed?
No, because I don't think the neighborhood requires another 4 a.m. license, but I don't see how you can compete with a business that's next door that has 4 a.m. hours offering the same product in what is a niche product. So
yeah, you put that really well, because I think that's where I couldn't phrase it. So thank you.
Yeah, and I've seen this happen with the committee in the past where applicants have accepted license stipulations that will doom them to failure. And I'm not going to be part of a trend that we as a committee haven't taken part on, but I've seen happen in the past. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. So, okay, let me do Susan, go ahead.
Just sort of for technical things, the SLA is not going to support a refusal that is based on whether you think his business is going to succeed or not, because they'd be sued if they did.
I understand.
I mean, it could be your reason, that could be your reason, and the committee might feel that, but it's not, what I'm saying is that's not going to be a convincing reason for the SLA. I'm just noting that.
100% understood. It's a personal reason for my vote.
Okay, so let me pose this to the committee. Does anyone want to make an amendment to the hours that we have proposed?
Of course.
Well, okay, sorry, I'm confused. If we do beer and wine and we set it at 2, they can't like go to SLA and get 4, right?
Well, if they don't sign the stipulations, they can go to SLA, sure.
Got it. Okay.
So I think our 2 options are an outright denial because we can't agree on what we're going to do, or which would be, I would vote, if I do a vote on these hours now, or does a committee member want to amend the hours? Those are the 2 options.
Me?
Did we ask the applicants if they would do a 2 a.m. or if they would sign a 2 a.m. or
2 a.m. all nights?
Yeah, did we ask them, or like did I miss that, or?
No. Okay, applicant, would you sign stipulations for 2 a.m. all nights? Andrew, we can't hear you.
Oh, we would not.
So.
Can you hear me?
I just,
Susan, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't mean that they will get the that the SLA will give them 4 hours, 4 a.m., especially if we go up and argue the, good reasons for 2 a.m.
Okay, so committee, what we could do is amend to 2 a.m. And then if they refuse to sign the stipulations, like we did, this happened last month, and it happens all the time. They refuse to sign the stipulations, and then we write the letter to the SLA, like Susan said, and she can go, or one of us can go and say why we wanted those hours and make sure, try to make the case for why the SLA should not give the 4 a.m. I think that that's a good plan. If we don't feel comfortable with 4 a.m., they're not going to sign 2 a.m. That's really our only option, besides an outright denial. So
I'm okay with 4 a.m. I haven't really been compelled to change the hours.
Okay.
So that's where I stand, but I mean.
The other thing, if I could just say it, the past place was open to 4 a.m. and the SLA did not get complaints about it, then it would be harder to expect them to deny.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, because no one's amending the hours, I'm gonna read the stipulations and then we'll vote on this 2 a.m., 4 a.m., okay?
But if he doesn't want to do those hours, well, even.
Well, but we're not gonna vote on 2 a.m. We're gonna vote on 2 a.m., 4 a.m.
Okay.
That's what the previous operator had. And so let me do a straw poll then. Who is going to vote from the committee? Who will vote yes on 2 a.m. Sunday to Thursday and 4 a.m. Friday to Saturday?
I don't know what that is. I'm not doing 4 a.m.
That's 2 committee hands.
Well, I'll vote for it, so we're gonna be split. So we'll have to go to full board. Which is fine.
But wouldn't we prefer to?
Well,
Yes, we prefer to deal with it here, but it seems like we're at an impasse.
Well, I'll move to amend it to 2 a.m. across the time, and let's see if that passes as a vote.
Okay. Is there a second for that?
Based on the bureaucracy in which we're stuck in, sure, I'll second that.
Okay. All right, committee. So voting on this amendment to change the hours to 2 a.m. closing all nights, please raise your hand if you would vote for that amendment.
Let it be known that Paul's hand is physically raised,
Yeah.
not virtually.
We're split. What do we do, David?
Well, it doesn't pass.
Okay.
So attempt to vote on the whole thing.
It's fine. I'll vote. It's fine. 2 a.m. Let's go. I got it.
Okay.
You have my hand.
All right. Okay, closing by 2 a.m. all days. All right, I'm gonna read the stipulations out loud then. As I said, we have, or Jamie, do you have anything else to say or no? Okay, I'll lower your hand.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, this is an application. Well, we would only approve a wine, beer, and cider license for 6 St. Mark's Place, JSG St. Mark's Singing LLC, operate a karaoke bar, serving food within 1 hour of closing. Hours of operation will be opening no later than 12 p.m. and closing by 2 a.m. No outdoor space. They will employ doorman security at all hours of operation. They will install soundproofing, have a closed fixed facade, no DJs, no live music, no promoted events, no event with a cover fee, no more than 17 TVs for karaoke. They will not apply for an alteration without coming back. They will not participate in pub crawls, no drink specials, no happy hour, no wait lines, no a staff person responsible for ensuring no loitering. They will ensure that no sound is audible in surrounding residences and address any soundproofing deficiencies as necessary with the sound engineer. They'll have no more than 17 karaoke machines in private rooms with entertainment level recorded music. Okay, I mean, we've already heard that the applicant is not going to sign this, but these are the stipulations that we're going to send up to the SLA. So, all right. Any other concerns from the committee before we go into a vote? All right. Okay, Michelle, yes. Jeanette?
Yes.
Jamie?
Yes.
Paul?
Yes.
Jesse?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, well, we'll sign you we're gonna send you the stipulations tomorrow. We understand if you don't sign it, but can you please tell us if you're not signing it sooner rather than later, just so we know? Thank you. All right, thank you all for your time. Thank you, committee, for dealing with that. Okay, Frank, are you here? Frank Willow, are you here?
He is. I think he's.
Yeah, I
on-
see his wife's name.
Yeah, exactly.
Hello, this is Trigger from 135 Division.
Okay, great. And I see
I
Frank
think
now.
Frank, is Frank
I've seen
here?
him,
I think
yeah.
he is. Okay.
My daughter's computer, Michelle.
Oh, sorry, not your wife. Apologies.
You guys hear me, right?
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay, I'm here.
All right, hold on, let me just pull up. Okay, so this is number 9, 135 Division Street. I'm gonna drop this in the chat again. Thank you everyone for bearing with as we sort of skip around the agenda this evening. We're doing this based on how many community folks are here, so we're respectful of their time. Okay, so this is an application for a wine beer license at 135 Division Street between Rutgers and Pike. It's for a ice cream parlor with hours of operation of opening by 10 a.m. all days, closing by 2 a.m. Sunday to Wednesday and 4 a.m. Thursday to Saturday. There are 14 full on-premises liquor licenses within 500 feet. This location has never previously been licensed for serving alcohol. I believe it's currently a restaurant supply store, or it was. This applicant previously held a full on-premises liquor license at 25 3rd Avenue under 2 corporation names, 25 3rd Avenue Corp and 3rd Avenue in St. Mark's, doing business as Continental Bar from May 98 until 2018. We've received many notes of objection to this, including from Space Block Association, Orchard Street Block Association, residents of 132 Division 48 Canal Street across the street, 19 Essex Street, and 2 other local residents who wrote in opposition because of the saturation of nightlife on a small one-way street and concerns about the applicant's previous operating history. Frank, I apologize. Did you send us signatures? I didn't receive it if you did.
Yes, they were sent today.
that's like poison to our ears, sending it the day of.
Can I ask,
Do you mind?
were they sent to Ed?
Yes.
Okay, he doesn't know what to do with those.
Send them to me and Susan.
Well,
I can forward them. I can forward them while we're on the phone.
Please do.
Okay, I will.
Please do. I'll have a committee member count in the meantime. All right. Anything to clarify or correct?
No,
No,
I'm
you-
in listening mode.
Okay.
The hours were not exactly accurate. I don't know if that's from my application, but I don't know if that's a big thing, but as far as
Yes, it would be
when I'm
helpful to
gonna
know what the hours are.
say again.
It would be helpful to know what the hours are,
Okay,
yes.
well, I'm gonna be serving coffee and snacks, and I believe I'll be opening earlier than 10 a.m.
So that's fine. As we talked about in the last, one of the prior applications, it's just that you need to open by 10 a.m.
Okay.
That would be the
and
requirement. You're allowed to open earlier than that.
I'd like to be open till 4 a.m. as well.
Well, the request was, what we have is 2 a.m. Sunday to Wednesday and 4 a.m. Thursday to Saturday. Is that not what you want?
I'd like to be open. I'd like the option of being open 7 nights till 4. Yeah, there was a while ago since I filled that out. I didn't know if it was written in stone. I'd like to have the option to adjust that. But I'm sure I believe that when I wrote those hours, because that's typical and classic hours. But it would be nice to have the option to be on, weeknights, early weeknights, to be open late if I needed to be.
So who is the classic hours?
Okay, wait, hold on, Paul, hold on. Okay, all right, so just so you know, all right, so committee, he has changed his request to 4 a.m. all nights. Okay, I'm gonna start off committee just that, and then I'll let you all speak as well. So this is a previously unlicensed space. I don't really see a public benefit to being open till 4 a.m. It's a small street. The other places on this block close by 1 at the latest. There are 2 4 a.m. licenses with full on premises quite close to here, Clandestino, which is basically across the street, and then 169 Bar, just a block away, which we have continuously received complaints about, including one today. I live across the street from here. It's a crowded area. We just discussed the public benefit. I mean, this is a restaurant wine. I shouldn't, this is not actually a public benefit case because it's a wine beer. So really what we're talking about committee is the hours. Actually, I have one question. Is there a plan for live music? Trigger, Frank, is there a plan for live music?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I've never done Zoom before. I have to tap this thing
No
every time I
worries.
speak it. Acoustic music. Yeah, my background was in the 90s having live rock bands at Continental. I'm over that, but I do love music, as most people do. So I like to have acoustic music and do the necessary soundproofing.
Okay, and what do you mean by acoustic music? Typically, we would specify how many nights a week. Is it like a 3-piece band?
Right, singer-songwriter kind of stuff. Typically, you would have a microphone for the singer. They wouldn't bring amps or cabinets, to amplify their sound. They would be restricted to my sound system, which would be a couple of speakers, so people could hear the vocals, but they wouldn't be. I wouldn't allow drums, for example. I wouldn't let them bring their Marshall amps or stacks. It would be strictly, and people wouldn't just show up. We would be booking this and knowing who and what we're getting. How many nights? I'd like to play that by ear, because honestly, if I open there because I live at Essex and East Broadway, I love the neighborhood. I want to add something positive. I chose that location because there are several cafes and restaurants nearby. And if I'm real busy in the post-dinner hour, which is a range of a few to several hours. So people eat dinner at all different times and they want to come to us for dessert, for ice cream, and I'm going to have tables and chairs. I'd be crazy people don't want to hear music, no matter how good it is. When they're having their dessert, they want to be able to talk with each other. Acoustic music is something I want to do, but I'm not going to force it on people. I would do it on slow nights and slow, hours depending on the night.
Okay. All right, any members of the committee have any questions?
Let me add that Clandestino and 169 Bar, I see them every day when I'm walking my dog and in the neighborhood, which I always am. They're bars with, full liquor licenses.
They've been there forever.
What's that?
Fucking
Paul,
different.
Is it,
No,
Paul, hold
Michelle,
on.
no, Michelle.
I
No,
understand, no,
Michelle.
no,
No, Michelle.
we're
Hold on a
no
second.
cursing.
I'm not hearing what was said.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. You're not gonna be there every night. I have to be there every night. And
How do you know I'm not going to be there every night?
Because I see you and you do nothing. And you know the problems that we're having with Times Square and everything. So don't tell me this shit. Fucking tired of it. What?
You've seen me and I do nothing.
Paul, please.
So,
what does that mean?
Okay. All right, shut up now. Because it's the elephant in the room. Nobody wants to talk about it, but we're all talking about the same thing. It's insane to me. Go ahead.
Yes, I think, well, Paul, don't worry, we'll definitely hear, and I agree. I don't know, I mean, like I said, I spend a lot of time here. I live right here. It's just not, it just doesn't, there doesn't seem to be enough contours to the plan for me. And having the option to stay open till 4 a.m. doesn't seem, for an ice cream shop, like it's just not the right place for it. It's highly, highly residential right there. This is not like the Bowery or something. It's just not, I don't get it. Anyway, Susan, your hand's up, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm find the method of operation very confusing. First of all, is it acoustic or is it amplified? It sounds like both are being described. And it also sounds like we're talking about scheduled promoted events.
No scheduled promoted events and acoustic music only.
But he just said that he was going to hook it up to the speaker system.
He said the wrong thing.
And he also
Trig,
said he was booking these places.
Trig, you're not doing amplified music.
No, absolutely not.
Okay, so what he described is, I would confirm what it means, but also when he was talking about booking bands, I would want to confirm that it's not promoted and that it's not.
Trig, can I, Susan, may I speak?
Yeah.
Trig, your acoustic music is an accompaniment to the people who are dining in the premises. That's not scheduled performances. It's not cover charges. It's nothing of that sort. I'm going to bet the premises is not zoned for that.
Yeah, that's right. But we have to know who's going to play there and screen them for what style of music, because they won't. We don't use the word bands. These aren't bands. So it's acoustic acts. But we have to know who's playing there, so we know they're not going to be amplified. But there won't be a cover, and this is not going to be a venue.
I'm like the only person that's like thinking this is like nuts.
No, I don't think you're the only person, Paul. Let's Dave.
Exactly, and I have nothing against him. What are we talking about right now? We're talking about a small place on Times Square, which we have problems already. It's hard enough getting cops there to get rid of everyone when they get out of control. And we're talking about live bands. Like, is it me?
Inappropriate.
Go ahead, Trigger. Tell me. Go ahead.
It's not banned.
Go ahead. Tell me.
Tell you what?
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's not bands. It's singer-songwriter.
That's right. Singer-songwriter.
Right.
It's not bands. They'll stipulate to one person.
Dude, I've seen the movie Top Gun 100 times. Don't come on. What are you telling me right now?
Paul, he's stipulating to a single musical performance, non-acoustic only.
Are you gonna be there at night to take care of the neighborhood? No, I have to be there, okay? So that's my problem, because it's right next to me. If it's right next to me, it's my problem. I have to stay up all night. That's my problem, okay? Then, you know, I have to speak up, because everybody just doesn't want to say anything. It's amazing. We all know what's gonna be. We all know what's gonna be. I did last call. I have 1 a.m. liquor license. I did last call 11:20 Friday because it was getting out of control. Do you know why? Because I don't want it to get out of control. It's not about the money. We all know this. It's about longevity. No one gets it. No one gets it. It's amazing. Anyway, sorry.
All right. Okay, Paul, thank you. All right. There are other committee members who'd like to say something. David Crane, go ahead.
Yeah, I agree that it doesn't sound like it's the applicant wasn't prepared tonight to describe the plan. So on two things that keep coming up about the discrepancy between what's been said. Acoustic means there will not be amplification of the voice either. And the applicant had previously described amplified voice. So the applicant does understand that he's asking for no amplification even of the voice. And then the other one is there is another one. I knew that it was going to slip my mind. Done for now.
We can come back to you.
There's no scheduled. No scheduled means you're not going to publish somewhere at 7 p.m. tonight. There will be music. You're not going to publish a schedule for the public so that they know to come up at a certain. Obviously, you're going to, schedule with your own business.
Can I respond to any of that?
Sure, by saying yes.
Okay, I forego any amplification, even on the vocals, if that's an issue. As far as booking bands, I won't be promoting it, but there won't be bands, but acoustic singer-songwriters, they're going to tell their friends. We're not going to have an ad online or whatever. It's a small place. I just want to create a nice ambience there to add to what's already going on there. And you guys, you can't know what I'm going to do with the place, but it's going to be a beautiful, gorgeous 50s style ice cream parlor. But I have to be honest, it's going to be a hybrid. It's not, it's possible there's never been a place like this that has ice cream, coffee, snacks, and acoustic music. It's probably happened, but all in one place. And my job is to make it work and to keep it under control and have boundaries. And I lasted at my last bar 27 years because I know how to run a place, and it would still be there if they didn't tear that corner down of 3rd Avenue and St. Mark's.
Well, I think we're all in agreement that the music is non-amplified. It's acoustic only. That means no microphones triggered, and that there's no time that people will come on. You don't schedule something and advertise as an 8 o'clock show. People play.
Frank,
Paul, how are you?
Frank, I'm there every night when I'm not in Greece. Trust me, the triangle is out of control. Okay, I have to call my friends to bring the cop cars there, and they don't do that for anyone. Trust me on this, dude.
And the ice cream and an ice cream parlor with wine and beer is going to be a problem.
Really? And I'm Chinese. Please. Are you kidding me right now?
All right, I think that was his point. All right, okay, all right. Let's give Jeanette a chance to speak. Jeanette, go ahead.
Okay, I don't appreciate, Paul, that you think we're not going to discuss it, because we are all discussing it. Maybe just because it's never been done before, it's foreign to me, but I don't really understand why I need an ice cream parlor up until 4 a.m. that has music as well. I don't know. I think it's patently absurd to have like an ice cream parlor until 4. And to your point, Michelle, and you live around there, like what's the cash? Like, I'm not gonna find this ice cream parlor at like 3 a.m. because I want ice cream at 3 a.m. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense to me why it needs to be until 4. I think midnight's certainly reasonable. Something close for midnight.
Can I respond to that?
Sure, go ahead, Frank.
The answer for 4 a.m. is that it's obviously a seasonal business. There's nothing going on there from, let's say, November to April, November to March. It's a seasonal business, and an ice cream store has to make its money during the summer seasons. And if part of that is getting as many hours as we can out of that business during those months, then that's what we have to do. Now, I think that 4 a.m., it's obviously something we might need to speak about. But that's the elephant in the room, I guess. So we'll dance around everything else.
Okay, all right, let's, there are people here from the public who want to speak. So people, if you're here from the public to speak, please raise your hand. Zoom hand, excuse me. Okay. All right, the first hand I saw is Amy. Amy, go ahead. Amy Robinson. Okay, we'll come back. Alexander, go ahead.
I just unmuted, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Okay, Amy, go ahead.
I just want to say that if this is a seasonal business, then perhaps they should actually say they're only going to stay open for certain months of the year. We also received a menu from Trigger of what he's serving, which is basically things that you would buy at Costco. And I think that for our neighborhood, I live right near 169 Bar. We have tremendous problems with it. And what is going on at that triangle is very problematic. And the price point that Trigger is talking about actually serves the people who hang out there till 4 a.m. So that's all I have to say.
Thanks, Amy.
Can I respond to that? It's Trigger. Can I respond to that?
Very, very briefly, please.
Okay. The seasonal, no, Frank's not talking about it's seasonal and we only want to be open X amount of months a year. I need to pay rent 12 months a year. So ice cream is seasonal. My business won't be seasonal, but I've got to do what I have to do to be busy 12 months a year. That's my job and my role. I've also, small business owners, especially in food and beverage, you try to turn the room over. If I can be busy for coffee and croissants in the morning and in the afternoon for the snacks I'm offering and in the post dinner for ice cream or throughout the day, I hope, and whatever I could do in the evening. So we don't mean seasonal that closing down, for X amount of months, the landlord's not going to not make me pay rent those months. As far as what's going on at the Triangle, I live around the corner. I see it. And I've seen some, fun people and art creative people, and I've seen the other side of that. I think my place will be a positive presence. I think it'll help civilize that Triangle because I'm I have set boundaries. They won't be coming in to use my bathroom. I'll spend the money on having somebody at the door. As far as my pricing feeding into what's going on at the Triangle, they can buy dollar cans of beer from one of several places within a few 100 feet of me. Why would they spend $3, $4, $5 for beer? They might buy some of my snacks at the
okay, this
takeout.
is not brief, so I'm going to cut you off. And I'm also going to remind everyone, please don't use the chat to chat. It's not helpful. We don't read it, only for technical or to say that you want to sign in. Okay, the next hand I see is Alexander. Alexander, go ahead.
Hey, I'm a resident across the street and a business owner of a liquor license across the street as well. I think the first thing, it's got to be clear that the safety issue at Times Square is incredibly serious for any resident, any business owner, whether you're licensed or not. There's a bakery about 15 feet from this, and the bakers who arrive at 2 a.m. now use security because they feel so unsafe to arrive. I mean, it's beyond the pale. So in that context, my concern with this is looking at page 19 and 20 of the application, that the floor plan, we're talking about a space that's 8.5 feet wide. It's got 3 tables and a menu that is exclusively what would appear to be takeout food. And so my concern is that the business would seem to be something that's essentially trying to build a clientele on the sidewalk in the street, to have a band or a singer-songwriter play in a room that's 8.5 feet wide with 3 tables. I'm not sure that it blocks the bathroom even by the floor plan. I'm not sure how that even works. So I see a real problem here that the applicant, I think, would have to be building a business that takes place on the sidewalk and the street. And that's something that in this particular sidewalk and street is the last thing that we need from a safety perspective. And that we're essentially licensing someone to be selling takeaway alcohol, which to me would be unconscionable. The other thing I should say is the applicant does have 2 other businesses of the same kind, Lucky Star, that are ice cream that are not licensed. And those seem to be operating successfully through a 12-month cycle with no need to be licensed for alcohol. So to me, an ice cream store in this neighborhood without alcohol would be a wonderful addition to the neighborhood. I would encourage the applicant to just open an ice cream store just like the other 2 Lucky Stars and not go down the road of takeout alcohol in this space.
Let me make it clear, there will never be.
No, sorry,
takeout
I did
alcohol
not, sorry, Trigger, I did not recognize you to speak. I am the
Sorry.
chair. I'm going to go on to the next public
Okay.
speaker,
Well,
Emma Colbert.
okay.
Go ahead.
Good evening. My name's Emma Colbert, and I'm the president of the Space Block Association. We strongly oppose the granting of a beer and wine license to Lucky Star, aka Trigger Smith. We met with Mr. Smith via a conference call to discuss his plans. Despite this application being for beer and wine, we're very concerned about the impact it will have on the community. We've seen our neighborhood change drastically in the last 20 years. What once was a relatively quiet neighborhood on the Lower East Side is now a busy nightlife hub. Many residents in our neighborhood can no longer freely open their windows the way they once could due to cigarette and marijuana smoke and noise pollution. As witnessed by other locations in our neighborhood who have beer and wine licenses, who follow all the requirements laid out by their license stipulations and close promptly at midnight, a beer and wine license still has a huge impact on the number of people, cars, noise, and congestion. Our primary reasons for opposing are as follows. A, Trigger requested hours beyond midnight, his plan to play amplified live music, and his plan to request an outdoor open restaurant's closing hour beyond 10 p.m. B, Division Street between Ludlow and Orchard Street is a small one-way, one-lane street, which has a number of food and beverage establishments. C, due to the layout of this stretch of Division Street, sound bounces between the buildings, making it incredibly loud in the evenings. The only saving grace is that the block closes down at midnight. D, Division Street hasn't yet begun to feel the fallout from the opening of the Yamalowski Bank Hotel located at 9 Orchard Street, which has 3 on-premise licenses and 3 event licenses. E, the location of 135 Division Street is directly adjacent to Dime Square, an intersection which was turned into a pedestrian plaza a handful of years ago. This plaza has been plagued by bad actors, regularly requiring the assistance of the 7th Precinct to disperse and diffuse chronic situations. F, Trigger Smith was the owner of now closed Continental Bar. The Continental Bar has a notorious reputation for being a dive bar that sold 5 shots for $10. He's proven to be incapable of managing a financially viable business, witnessed by his declaration of bankruptcy in 2015. He changed the operation of the Continental from being a music venue to a dive bar, and Trigger failed to post the required CB3 SLA meeting notice in a timely fashion. As of this past Friday, there was no meeting notice. With the advent of the open restaurants program, combined with the many changes to nightlife venues that this small corner of Manhattan has endured, we respectfully and strongly request that this beer and license be denied. We do support Mr. Smith in his endeavor to open an ice cream and snack shop, as he has recently done in 2 other locations, both of which do not serve beer and wine. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, the next hand I see is Mar Fitzgerald. Mar, go ahead.
Hi. My name is Mar Fitzgerald. Hi, CP3. Thank you so much for having me tonight. I'm speaking in support of this application, agenda item 9, Lucky Star. Full disclosure, I sit on CB2's SLA. And even though today I'm speaking as a member of the public, I feel like my experience sitting on SLA gives me a unique and keen perspective on what makes a good operator and what makes a good space and what makes a good neighbor in our neighborhoods. I've known Trigger for over 35 years, since I was a teenager. He's operated a business in the CB forever, and he's a real part of the community. He cares about the community, and he's not a kid. He's a responsible adult, and he has no interest at all in running a rowdy bar that would be a burden to his neighbors. It's a retro cafe with all the wholesome images that a retro cafe conjures in your mind. This is just it's not an OP request. It's just a request for beer and wine to offer his customers some added value and to help generate, you know, a little added revenue to help cover the rent. He's shown his commitment to working with his neighbors and addressing their concerns by meeting with the neighborhood group. And it's evidenced also by his outreach in his petitions, collecting signatures of many, many residents who support his application. Like I said, he's a neighborhood guy. It'll be a neighborhood joint for families. We'll enjoy it. You know, I'm a mom. Sometimes I want a glass of wine when I take my kid for ice cream or a beer with my hot dog. And I don't think that that's really going to burden your neighborhood. As for the hours,
If you could wrap it up, that'd be great, please.
Yeah, sure. As for the hours, I would just negotiate, you know, just ask. If you think 11's too late for the road bed or the outdoor seating, ask him for 10. If you think 4 a.m.'s too late, ask him for something you think is more reasonable. But I would say, please, just try to negotiate with him, because I really think he would be a welcome addition and a genuine asset to this community. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, the next hand I see is Marcel. Marcel, go ahead. You have to unmute yourself, Marcel.
Hi, I'm Marcel Rocha, and I live right around the block from there. And like everyone else, I have to agree, I absolutely opposed to this liquor license. And for the obvious, I'm not sure how many families are with their children at those hours going to have any sort of liquor with their hot dogs or ice creams, like the person who was just speaking. But I think there's a pattern here, and the pattern, I know these applications change throughout, but it seems to me that there's a pattern, and how can you trust an establishment that the pattern? I was looking at the application, and originally there was no music. It was supposed to be iPod generated background music. Now there's a musician. Ultimately, even if I work in music and have in the past worked with vocalists, you still have to have a certain level of sound levels to a certain extent to have a performer be heard, regardless of how small the venue is. But it just seems to me with everything in this application, it doesn't seem trustworthy. And we already know the problems that we have on this block. They're out of control. It's anything goes. And this sort of, hybrid, like the gentleman said, it's just going to open the door to the aftermath of people hanging out and creating not just safety issues, but more drunk people on the street and around the other venues and establishments that close and are actually good establishments. It's going to spill over to the street, spill over to the other blocks. And, it's going to be triple or quadruple just because the venue is tiny. It's technically not takeaway, but it'll become that. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I'm not seeing any other hands. If you're here to speak on this item.
Let me know if I can respond to several of the points, please, briefly.
Yeah, me too.
Hold on one second. Okay, and one thing I'll just say, I think, I'm not sure who said this, but I did see the notice. I think he posted it like on top of the roll down. So it is kind of hard to see because there's a sidewalk bridge there, but I did go check it out because last time I did not see it when it was up before. Okay, Trigger, I'm gonna give you like 1 minute because it's late already, so
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. Yes, the notices are up on the marquee on the previous sign because I put them my gate's down for obvious reasons all the time. I put them on the gate, but they would disappear or get, people would throw garbage or beer or whatever at them. I want to thank the person, Emma, was it, that mentioned my bankruptcy at Continental. It was early on, and any place that comes out of bankruptcy and thrives in the last 27 years, I would give that person in business a lot of credit for coming out of bankruptcy. At these New York City rents, when you're paying 20 grand a month, and you have to deal with that and a lot of other overhead, to come out of that is quite an accomplishment. Thank you, Emma. Noise corridor on Division. There are no buildings in front of me for the noise to bounce off. My door will be closed, of course, when there's acoustic music. If there's acoustic music, I will have absolutely no alcohol takeout service. I think the owner from Metrograph mentioned that. There will not be one beer or glass of wine served to go. And I think the previous gentleman talked about a liquor license serving liquor. There's a huge difference between liquor and beer and wine. Some people don't seem to know that. Space Block clearly doesn't know that. They kept referring to it as serving liquor and a liquor license. And that's kind of shocking that an association wouldn't know the difference, and that they would misquote, and that they would mention to a local restaurateur that I was secretly trying to open up a bar till 4 a.m. and serve liquor.
Okay, I don't want, that's not relevant here, please. All right, I gave you your minute. So, all right, thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.
Okay, all right, committee, what are we thinking? Anyone want to make a motion for hours amendment?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what the rest of the committee wants, but 4 a.m. seems ridiculous to me. If you're getting Poston or ice cream, my God.
He was applying for 4 a.m.
Yeah, I thought it was
A
4 a.m.
suggestion, Jeanette?
12 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
12. I'll move to amend it to midnight all nights.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Yeah, second it.
Okay. All right, any objections to that, Toyam?
Yeah, we're not going to agree to 12 p.m. I'll take it to the liquor authority on a wine and beer license.
Frank, I'm not asking you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm asking the committee.
I'm sorry. I was waiting
It's
for my
okay.
shot.
No, you're, yeah, no, sorry. I was just asking if anyone has any objections to that amendment of the 12 a.m. from the committee. Okay. All right, well, we've already heard they're gonna go to the liquor authority if we do this, so I don't want to spend too much time on this then.
Trigger, come off your mute.
You know what to do, Frank? Every time there's a problem, I'm gonna call you to come deal with it.
I'll change my number. Trigger, come off your mute.
I know.
I'm not.
I'm listening, Frank. I'm here.
Stop. This has got to stop, guys. No more crosstalk.
They're suggesting 12 o'clock as a close. It's completely up to you to say yes or no. It's not up to me.
No. Should I? No, I say no to 12 o'clock. I don't feel it's fair. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, committee. And what do we want to do about music? I'm saying, even if they're not going to sign the stipulations, I think we still need to make, we want to put out a line in the sand about what we would want if we're going to go to the SLA to fight this. So he did not seem to have a plan for how many nights a week. What I have right now is it will play ambient background music only, consisting of recorded music and incidental acoustic live music consisting of a singer with a musical instrument. Does anyone want to make a suggestion for a number of days?
Michelle,
Yep.
I know you're my boss, but I don't even know what we're talking about this. It shouldn't be that, and it shouldn't be more than 12 o'clock.
So no, you don't want to allow any music, is what you're saying?
No, if he wants to go to SLA, go to SLA. See what happens.
Okay. Is anyone? I guess I agree with that.
Well, I thought if we put something together, or are we all as a committee saying no music, period?
You can do music, but you can do it to 12 o'clock.
Okay.
You can do
So that's what I'm
live.
saying, but how many days a week would, generally we would stipulate how many days a week we would allow that incidental music, Paul?
You can't do that to begin with. Nobody does it in the neighborhood. So I don't know why anybody else should do it. And the reason why I get mad is because I know I have to deal with this shit. Okay? Because he's gonna
Watch
be
your
home
language, Paul.
sleeping.
Oh,
I'm gonna be home sleeping, and I have to deal with it. I know it's gonna happen. I know it's gonna happen all the fucking time.
Michelle, you've got to do something about this.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
I can, I
also
hear
have a
Paul.
bylaw.
Wait,
and
can
that,
we
but-
all curse? Can we all curse now? Wait, I don't want to curse.
All right,
I'm gonna
Michelle,
mute you.
can I-
Listening-
Fucking start, Frank.
Hold on, everyone stop, everyone stop, everyone stop. Susan, go ahead.
Just for technical things, if we're gonna go to the SLA to fight this, we should have a full plan like you're trying to do, saying that we would, we would support 12 PM music 3 or 4 times a week. I want to encourage you to do that so we have something to present.
Okay, Jeanette, I see your hand.
No, that was all I was gonna say, that like, although we're not okay with what they want to be doing, we do need to suggest what we would
Yeah.
suggest they should do instead, so.
Okay, so
That's
I'm
fine.
gonna say incidental acoustic live, I'm gonna make an amendment, if there's a second, incidental acoustic live music consisting of a singer with a musical instrument no more than 3 times a week. Is there a second for that?
Second.
Okay. Any objections to that plan? Okay. Hearing none, so amended.
I object.
Nope, You're not on the committee. We're not talking to you right now. This is not a hard thing to understand, please. We have a lot of more applications to go through tonight. You're not the only person that we're dealing with this evening. We have a lot. Please be respectful. Okay, I'm gonna read through anything else, committee, that you wanna deal with. We've already said 12 AM, live
still
music,
counting the signature.
unamplified. I'm sorry,
Not
Jeanette?
I don't want you to forget the 10 AM closing outdoors. I mean, 10 PM closing outdoors.
Linda, same goes for you. You're not on the committee. I didn't recognize you.
I'm not on the committee, and I wasn't going to speak tonight, but
don't
when
worry,
you're
that's a
talking
standard.
about STIPs,
I
always been
understand,
there.
but
Always there, Linda.
it's always there.
Jeanette, Michelle. Have we made a strong case in the rest of the, let's go ahead and read the STIPs, and then when we get to the rest of the resolution, have we made a strong case about the nature of the neighborhood and how this would be disruptive? It's beyond midnight, et cetera.
Is there something in mind that you have for making that strong?
I don't really, but let's look at that, whatever we have for whereas is right after you read the STIPs.
Okay. Okay, hold on. I apologize that I cannot share my screen. Otherwise, that would be a lot easier, but for whatever reason, my Zoom has been glitching. Okay, so this is for wine, beer, and cider. It will operate an ice cream parlor with a less than full service kitchen serving food during all hours of operation. Hours of operation will be opening no later than 10 AM all days and closing by 12 AM all days. Close any front or rear facade doors at 10 PM. No DJs, no live music, no promoted events, no event with a cover fee, no scheduled performances. I'm unchecking live music. So we're gonna put that in. So no DJs, no promoted events, no cover fees, no scheduled performances. They'll not apply for an alteration without coming back to us. They'll not seek a change in class without coming back to us. No party buses, no pub crawls, no boozy brunches, happy hour mate, and we'll have to end at 8, no wait lines. Staff person responsible for ensuring no loitering. They'll close all outdoor dining and any subsequent uses by 10 PM. And then for the music stipulation, we agreed on, it will play ambient background music only consisting of recorded music and incidental acoustic live music consisting of a singer with a musical instrument no more than 3 times a week, and will not have amplified music, DJs, promoted events, scheduled events, et cetera, et cetera.
Do you have closed doors and windows when music is playing?
That's our standard one, yeah. Close any front or rear facade doors and windows every night or when amplified. Well, yeah, amplified sound, DJs, live music.
Okay.
Are playing. Okay. All right, and David, what I have in here in terms of like why, here's what I have. Whereas this applicant previously held a full on-premises liquor license at 25 3rd Avenue, doing business as Continental Bar from May 1998 until 2018, which when it closed was described by Gothamists as one of the worst bars in NYC because it had a discriminatory entrance policy. It was investigated by the city's Civil Rights Commission, and I cited the article that does that. Whereas Space Block Association, the Orchard Street Block Association, residents of 7 apartments from 132 Division 48 Canal Street, residents of 6 apartments from 19 Essex Street, and 2 other local residents wrote in opposition to this application because of the saturation of nightlife on a small one-way street and concerns about the applicant. And whereas 3 residents and a representative Space Block Association spoke against the application at the meeting, whereas 1 CB2 SLA committee member spoke as a character witness in favor of this application. And unfortunately, I didn't get to count the signatures because I didn't get
I'm
it.
still
until
working on
right
it.
now.
Sorry, it's a long.
That's okay, no worries. Thank you, Jeanette. Susan, you have your hand up?
Yes, I remember when the discrimination suit was brought. I thought that there was not a finding that they did discriminate. Am I wrong?
Hello, can I speak?
No.
No.
You're telling me I had a racist store policy and I can't address that.
I'm
No,
speaking to the
We're
chair.
speaking, we did not recognize you. It's really simple.
So Michelle, I do remember when the suit was brought, but I thought the finding was that they did not find discrimination.
I said it was investigated by the city.
But I
Civil Rights
believe it was
Commission.
found to not be true, so I'd be very careful of what I
Okay.
wrote.
I think it's
Because otherwise, I think it makes us look bad to make an accusation that was found not to be.
Thank you. All 3 complaints were dismissed and I was found innocent. On the
Excuse me.
Because it was investigated
Yes.
for a discriminatory entrance policy, but which was found not to have merit for
Right,
complaints.
to be, just for FYI, the Commission on Human Rights was part of my district service cabinet meeting at the time of this, the suit or the accusation, and they were reporting on it to us.
Is it even pertinent, Michelle?
I don't think it really should be in since it
I
was
would
found.
question why it's there.
Okay. Sure. Do you want to strike it?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
no, I'm not asking you, Susan, but David, you want to
Yes.
make an amendment to strike it?
Yeah, I mean that we strike it.
Okay. Anyone
I
second
second
that?
that.
Okay.
So I'm making this amendment in spite of the fact that the applicant keeps interrupting us.
Okay, is there anything, David, that you want to add?
Okay. If we added a whereas, okay, when I listen to this, there's no way it is a ice cream parlor after midnight. It's, it'll transition its business to be a beer and wine, and the only establishment, it doesn't make sense for it to be there, but I don't really know how to put it in a compelling way briefly for the SLA. So whereas of the, CB3 feels that this, the establishment, you could say that he had asked for 4 a.m. for a business which purports to sell ice cream as its primary business. And the CB3 does not believe that it will operate in that manner after midnight. Instead, it will become, well, it's going to become a bar. My goodness, if you have music and I don't drink anything more than beer and wine in a bar. I do it all the time. It's
Okay,
gonna
so
become a
whereas
bar.
the applicant purports to want to run an ice cream parlor with live music and beer and wine, but community board number 3 does not believe that after 12 o'clock a.m. that is how this establishment will be run, but rather as a bar. But this establishment will be, that after, but does not believe that after 12 a.m. this establishment will be run in this manner, but will become a bar.
Will become over, especially in light of having live music. And he has asked for that to be unrestricted. So especially as the applicant has requested to have live music with no restrictions as to date and time. Basically tell them what he is probably going to be applying for in front of them, saying he came to us with that and why we don't want them to do that. I mean, we are approving him to go till midnight, and we're approving him to do music whatever you said, I think it was 3 or 4 nights a week. You know, this, we're laying it out there like, look, this is our line in the sand. He came to us with this other proposal. We don't want that. Here's why, briefly. And hopefully the SLA will pick up on that a little more strongly than having to read between the lines, between what he says and what we said. We can also do this when we go up there if we do. Although if we're
Okay,
being
here's the whereas clause, David. David, does that look like the whereas clause I put in the chat?
Oh, in the chat. Add beer and wine open till 4 a.m., comma, but community board free.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't know. I have not been around this committee that long, but I think that this kind of paragraph would be useful for other agencies to see.
Okay. All right. Anyone else in the committee have any additions?
Can I speak?
No.
Ever again?
No.
Wow.
No, your time for negotiation was earlier.
Okay. All right. Hearing no further additions or objections, I've already read the stipulations out loud. I'm going to move this to a vote, committee. Okay. Remember, we're voting on an application. We're voting on the resolution for closing at 12 a.m. with live unamplified music 3 nights a week. Okay, Michelle, yes. David?
Yes.
Jeanette?
Yes.
Paul?
Yes.
Jamie?
Yes.
Okay, and Jesse had to leave. Okay, so that's 5 yes, 0 no, 0 abstentions, and we will send the stipulations form to you tomorrow. Please let us know if you're not going to sign them sooner rather than later. That'd be great.
Have a good night, everybody.
All right, thank you. Appreciate your time. All right.
Point of personal privilege. How many signatures do I get to stop counting, or do I need to like count all of them because we're passing the 50 mark?
We can do it later.
Okay. And then also, does it matter that it's not on a page with the proper header? Like they have overflow.
Like you mean that people might not have seen what they were signing up for?
Yeah. We can talk about it later. Next
Yeah.
item.
Not great. Okay. Moving on. So, Jeanette, was there anyone else here to sign up for anything or no?
There was someone who wanted to speak on superiority, but I don't think they were able to stay for the whole meeting. And then that was all that was. There's a lot of chatter in here that is completely irrelevant. So
Okay, all right. So let's go to Superiority Burger then. I think that there are people
I don't
here
think
who
they're
want to
here
speak in
anyway.
support.
No, we're here.
No, not the applicant. Not the applicant. The applicants are here. There was someone who wanted to speak in support or something, and they had to leave.
That was us.
Yeah, they're here. They're here. Okay,
Oh,
okay.
cool. Sorry.
Please act as if you're in a room. You wouldn't yell out loud all at once. Okay. All right. So we're gonna do number 7, Superiority Burger next. Let me just pull up the application. Okay. Bear with me. I'm just pulling all my information up in front of me. Okay. All right, we know that the applicants are here, so I will not ask again. Okay, so this is an application for a full on-premises liquor license at 119 Avenue A between East 7th Street and St. Mark's Place. For Superiority Burger, which has been operating on East 9th Street between First and A with a wine beer license. Requested hours are 8 a.m. to 4 a.m. All days. This is formerly the Odessa restaurant, which closed a few years ago. Not the Odessa Bar, which was next door to the Odessa restaurant. There are 25 full on-premises liquor licenses within 500 feet. So this location was Odessa was licensed with a full on-premises from at least January 31st, 1996 until its license expired in April 2021. Two of the applicants have held a restaurant wine license at Superiority Burger since June 2015, and another applicant has held a full on-premises license at 255 Bowery Short Stories since July 2018, all of which are within CB3. There were no commercial 301 complaints at this location, no known complaints to the office. We did not receive any support for or against ahead of the meeting. Did you guys get did you send a petition?
Yes. We sent a.
Oh, right. Okay, Jesse counted it. Sorry. Thank you for reminding me. Yes, there were 130 residents. Again, we hate it when we get stuff on the day of or very close to. We ask for it the Friday before the meeting because we all have other jobs. This is not we're not paid for this. We have day jobs. But yes, 130 residents who live within 2 blocks of the location signed a petition in favor of the application. Okay, and I believe at this location, I think Odessa was open until like all hours, so I believe it was licensed until 4 a.m. I know that Odessa Cafe next door was licensed till 4 a.m. Just committee for your reference. Anything that I need to change or add, Michael or applicants?
You did most of my presentation, but we'll have 33 tables with 82 seats, seat food counter. No alcohol sales over the counter, but you can order an alcohol from a server and a 4-seat bar in the back. All the seating is on the first floor. There's a total occupancy of 95, C of O allowed 10. We do plan to participate in the open restaurant seating program, operating from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. And I believe you went through everything else we're talking about. But we are requesting the 4 a.m. closing because that's what's been there for 25 years and people are used to it. We, of course, want to see if there's still a need from the community for those hours. We find there is none, we would close earlier. But judging from the 100+ people we spoke to, the late closing hours are welcome. And in conclusion, we're an established vegetarian restaurant in the neighborhood. We won't have to turn people away from our because of our expanded seating. The premises has been a late night restaurant for over 25 years and we'll do the same. And judging from the signatures we received and the praise from nearby residents, the community wants this.
Okay, thank you. Anyone from the committee have any questions related to applicants? No. Okay. All right, there are folks here from the public that would like to speak. The first hand I saw was Ben. Ben, go ahead. Ben, go ahead.
How's it going? So we are fellow business owners and residents of the East Village. And I mean, I think these operators are at the absolute top of their game nationally, internationally. So you know that you can rely on them to be professional, responsible operators, but they're also super thoughtful, caring, generous. And obviously the business is tough. The last 2 years, it's been tougher. And they have been super supportive and kind and generous with food and time and just checking in on us. And I just think they're as good as it gets. They deserve to, you know, the chance to grow and the chance to be more successful.
Sorry if I missed this. Are you business owners in the neighborhood?
Yeah, we have a Hanoi house on St. Mark's. We also live on Walden Street.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, next hand I see is Joey D.
Hey, I'm Joey. I've lived in the neighborhood for a few years now. I live at 428 East 9th, so I'm next door neighbors with Superiority Burger. They are quite possibly the most generous, thoughtful business owners that I've ever met. I am in high support of their license request. I cannot sing their praises high enough. So I will leave it at that.
Thanks, Joey. Okay, the next hand I see is Christopher Lopez. Go ahead.
Hey, everybody. I can second that and just speak to Brooks's character as just a business owner. I mean, generosity, friendship, community. I mean, all of those things are very, very, very real on East 9th Street. I'm a resident on Avenue A at 121, and I can speak to long-term Avenue A activity, which is bananas. It's just crazy town. Through the summer, through the seasons, through the holidays, it's dangerous. One thing that I'm very excited about is that, believe it or not, like Superiority Burger, it's a vegetarian restaurant, but it brings in this elevated element. And that largely is because of Brooks and his staff and just the environment that they create. People really fall in line, and I would be very excited for them to transform Cafe Odessa into like the experience that they have on East 9th Street, because I really think like high tides raise all ships, as they say, but Superiority Burger for sure would elevate that block, and it's much, much, much needed.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, the next hand I see is Mary. Mary, go ahead.
Briefly, hi. My name is Mary Round. I've lived at 428 East 9th Street for 45 years. I've known Brooks Headley for 6 years, ever since he opened Superiority Burger next door to our building. I have great respect for Brooks because he has gone out of his way to be a friend of our block. He has consistently expressed a desire to make Superiority Burger a neighborhood destination for the families who live here. His food is delicious. He treats the people who work for him with dignity, and he's in this for the long haul. The new restaurant will be a stabilizing presence in our community, which we need. Thanks.
Thanks, Mary. Okay, the next hand I see is Anisha Stephen. CB3 member Anisha Stephen, go ahead.
Thanks. I'm here to support this application as well. I'm the economic development chair for CB3, and I love Superiority Burger. They're a great neighborhood institution. And from an economic development and small business perspective, I think it's really important to support a business that's seen success in our neighborhood, grow to a bigger space, and also have a really strong food program. So to me, this isn't just about the license, it's about supporting this restaurant and its owners. Thank you.
Thanks, Anisha. Susan, I see your hand up.
Yeah, this restaurant is extremely popular and has a reputation for excellent food. So I expect it's going to do very well. I would like to hear their plans and some commitments for the sidewalk management, because as people have mentioned, it's crazy on Avenue A.
Sure, go ahead, applicant.
Hi, I can talk. Oh, sorry.
Oh, you need to mute yourself. There are two.
Might want to turn off the audio.
Or turn off the sound.
All right, how's that?
That's good.
So we plan to adhere to all the, I went to the text amendment hearing, and it was tough to hear people talk about outdoor and kind of the negative sides of the impact. For us, we are so focused on not really doing that much service, like where you have to cross over the sidewalk. It's not that wide of a sidewalk. So the intended sidewalk seating, we're going to see where the open restaurants program opens up, but it's really going to be more against the facade. And I think our closing hours outside may even be earlier than 10 o'clock. We really want to focus on indoor service. That's like a good option to have. There's still people who want to dine outdoors and don't feel safe dining indoors, but our management is really focused on making sure there's kind of like nothing at all. And during the pandemic, Cheryl and like management has become like extremely good at managing a line and making sure that even though we have demand, we can funnel it around. So we have some good experience, and we're going to make sure that there's just nothing on the sidewalk at all. That, you know, we have good
Okay.
waiting room inside too. I don't think there's going to be any issues.
Yeah, so I wasn't speaking at all about the outdoor dining. I should have been more clear. I was thinking more about either lines outside or people hanging out outside that are not dining.
Yeah, I think
I'm pretty much waiting to get in because you're very popular.
Do you want to speak or do you want me to talk?
We're getting feedback again.
So we're going to use text. Right?
Hi, so you were just asking about line management?
Just like crowds on the sidewalk, because that part of Avenue A, the sidewalk is super narrow and it gets very, very crowded, especially on the weekends.
Yeah, sure. We have, we're actually inside right now. We have really good kind of waiting room in the front. And we'll also use like a text-based system to let people know when their table is ready. And we're not gonna, if there's anyone kind of like loitering, we'll have a staff member on site to move people away. We're good at managing the front of our space on 9th Street. So it'll be the same operation here where people are like just constantly going from the sidewalk.
Susan, anything else?
No, I just wanted to hear, I wanted them to hear the concerns about the sidewalk and have commitments for that. Thank you.
Great. Okay, great. Thank you. Okay. Anyone else in the committee have any concerns, questions, comments?
I kind of welcome this because I have never been able to wait on that line outside of Superiority Burger, so a storefront would be appreciated. I also think that I mean, what we're talking about here is a restaurant, so I don't really think there's much of an issue. Just like speaking personally, I won't have many issues with this application considering it's not really like a bar space, you know?
Well, okay. Anyone else in the committee? I don't have any issues with this either. I went to Odessa many, many, many times when I lived on Avenue A. Sadly, it closed, but. Okay. I'm going to read the stipulations for everyone, so please pay attention. Okay, so it's an application for a liquor, wine, beer, and cider license for 119 Avenue A. We'll operate a full-service restaurant, vegetarian restaurant, hours of operation 8 a.m. Just reminder, you must open by 8 a.m. all days if that's what we're doing, and closing by 4 a.m. all days. You'll close any front or rear facade doors at 10 a.m. or when amplified sound is clean, including but not limited to DJs, live music, and live non-musical performances or during unamplified live performances or televised sports. You will not have DJs, live music, promoted events, any event in which a cover fee is charged, scheduled performances, and no more than one television. You'll play ambient recorded background music only. You will not apply for an alteration to your method of operation before coming back to CB3. You'll not seek a change in class to a full on premises, or sorry, forget about that one. You already have full on premises if we approve this. I will not participate in pub crawls or party buses, no unlimited drink specials, no boozy brunches. You'll not have a happy hour. You'll not have wait lines outside. You'll have a person responsible for ensuring no loitering, noise, or crowds. You will conspicuously post the stipulation. And you'll close all outdoor dining allowed under the temporary open restaurants program and any other subsequent uses by 10 p.m. all days, and may not have any speakers or TV monitors. Sound right? Anything off? Good? Okay. Committee, sound good? No concerns?
I'm sorry, Michelle. Did you say close the doors by 10 a.m. in the beginning of the step? Should be 10 p.m.
No, you must close 10 p.m. Close any front or rear facade doors and windows at 10 p.m. Sorry if I said a.m.
That's okay. That's fine.
Okay, that's our standard step.
Yep.
Okay, all right, committee. Hearing no further objections, I'm going to move this to a vote. Michelle, yes. Who's next on my screen? Jeanette?
Yes.
David Green?
Yes.
Jamie,
Yes.
Paul?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. This motion passes with 5 yeses. You'll get your stipulations from Maureen. Can you sign and return as soon as possible?
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Okay. What haven't we done yet? Okay, I'm gonna start going in. Oh, well, you know what? Number 13, East 12th Street. Are you guys here?
Yes, hi.
Hi, Alexa.
Hi.
Are the applicants here?
Edgar should be here, yes.
Are they? Raclette, are you
Yeah,
here?
he's here. Unmute yourself, Edgar. please.
Okay.
Hello. Yes, I'm here.
Hi. Okay, hold on. Let me just drop the application in the chat so everyone can see it. There we go. Okay, so this is a application for an upgrade for, excuse me, I don't speak French, Vraie Raclette, for the premises at 511 East 12th Street, between Avenue A and Avenue B. There are 10 full on-premises liquor licenses within 500 feet. This applicant was approved for a wine beer license for this location in July 2016. And there are no complaints known to the community board, and there were no commercial 301 complaints at this location with NYPD action necessary since 2018. We didn't receive any support for or against. Did you send us petition signatures?
Yeah, it was all sent with the application.
Oh, okay. Didn't count them. That's my mistake if I didn't. Okay. All right, committee, I'm seeing. I'm seeing 11 signatures and then.
Sorry, I have more pages that we didn't get a chance to send with the packet.
Yeah, we have 26 petition signatures total, 22 within the 2-block radius of the restaurant, and 13 of the signatures are within the building that the restaurant is in, and Edgar is also a resident of the building that the restaurant is in.
Okay. Could you forward that to us again, please?
Sure. Which email did you want me to send it to?
Here's CB3. I'll put in the chat. Okay. And committee, if you remember, this was on Avenue A prior to moving to East 12th Street. In the previous, it was Northern Spy Food Company, if you have lived here for a while. And Northern Spy Food Company had beer wine, and they then applied for an upgrade. So that was the thinking of the committee in the past, when this was approved for beer wine in 2016. That's correct, right, Edgar?
That's correct.
Okay. All right, any questions from the committee?
Sorry, I'm not as familiar with the space. I'm trying to understand this map. Does it like lead out into like a shopping center? How is there like a public hallway going outside?
No, that's a hallway going into the building lobby, and that doorway no longer exists. That's actually been shut. So there's actually a hallway that's like going to the building lobby, and that was another egress from the restaurant, but that no longer exists.
So is it like blocked off? Is it like a wall now?
It's a wall now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, anyone else from the committee? I don't have any concerns with this. They close at 11 p.m. every night.
Yeah, that seems fine to me.
Okay. Is there anyone from the community that's here to speak on this, number 13511 East 12th Street? Okay. Here, seeing no hands there. All right, I'm just going to read through the stipulations then. All right, this is an application for an upgrade for the Vraie Raclette at 511 East 12th Street to liquor, wine, beer, and cider. This is a Swiss raclette restaurant with a kitchen open and serving food during all hours of operation. The hours of operation are opening no later than 5 p.m. Monday to Friday and opening no later than 12 p.m. Saturday and Sunday, closing 11 p.m. all days. You'll close any front or rear facade doors and windows at 10 p.m. every night or when amplified sound is playing. You'll not have DJs, live music, promoted events, any event at which a cover fee is charged, scheduled performances. You'll play ambient recorded background music only. You'll not apply for an alteration to the method of operation without coming back here. You'll not seek a change in class. You'll not participate in pub crawls or party buses. You'll not have unlimited drink specials. No happy hour, no wait lines, and no staff person, and a staff person responsible for ensuring no loitering outside. You'll close all outdoor dining allowed under the temporary open restaurants program and any other subsequent uses by 10 p.m. all days and not have any speakers or monitors. All good?
Yep.
Great. Okay, committee, any concerns before we move to a vote? Okay, hearing no objections, I'm going to move this one to a vote. Michelle, yes. Paul?
Yes.
David Crane?
Yes.
Jeanette Kim?
Yes.
Jamie Felber?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. We'll send you guys the stipulations form tomorrow. Please sign and return as soon as possible.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, thank you. Okay. All right, I think we only have 2 more left and then district needs. Is that right? Yeah. Oh, no, sorry, we have 3 more. All right, I'm gonna go in order now. We're in number 3, number 6, and then number 10. All right, are the applicants for 509 East 6th Street, number 3 here, Pineapple Club?
Yeah, we're here.
Hi. Okay.
Hi, sorry, Travis from the Pineapple Club. I apologize. How are we?
No worries.
Okay.
All right, we're about to start. Okay. All right, application is in the chat. I'm just going to hit the high points. Okay, so this is this is an alteration for Pineapple Club at 509 East 6th Street between Avenue A and Avenue B, seeking to extend its hours of operation to closing by 2 a.m. Sunday to Wednesday and 4 a.m. Thursday to Saturday, and add entertainment level live music and a DJ. This applicant, when did you guys open? Applicant, when did you open?
We opened May 20th, 2020 during the pandemic. There's one more thing as well that I'd like to address. We'd also like to open at noon. So we'd like the ability to serve lunch and have cocktails served at lunch as well.
Okay, all right. Okay, so this applicant has been operating an American Polynesian restaurant since May 2020. It's 2 stories. The committee approved this with, I'm sorry, I'm looking, I have this in front of me, but I feel like these are old hours. Okay, so I think, tell me if this is accurate, applicant. You are closing 12 a.m. Monday to Wednesday 2 a.m. Thursday and Friday, 12 a.m. Sunday through Wednesday, 2 a.m. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Is that accurate?
Yes, so we're open to midnight Sunday through Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday we're open until 2 a.m. And we have brunch on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday, opening at noon.
Okay, thank you. We did not receive any support for or against prior to the meeting. There are no 301 complaints, no known complaints to the Community Board 3 office. Did you guys get petition signatures?
We did. We apologize for the delay. We did send them over today. I know that it was last minute, and we apologize for doing that. But we sent that over. We're experienced operators, all of us, with a lot of years working in the industry, and we've gone out of our way to prove ourselves as contributing members of the community, and have worked in tandem with all of our neighbors in making sure that we handle all of the volume and making sure that that we're respectful.
Okay, thanks. So the main changes, right, are you want to open 2 a.m. until 2 a.m. Sunday to Wednesday and 4 a.m. Thursday to Saturday. And can you talk a little bit about the live music and DJ plan?
Yes, so we have so first off, we've invested in sound abatement. We've fully soundproofed the entire building to the best of our abilities. We have 0 311 complaints, as you've stated, which is awesome. We have a downstairs area that right now is serving full service dinner, but we would also like the ability to remove those tables and potentially create a small dance floor, or have a DJ come in to perform live music.
How many nights a week do you plan to do that?
Honestly, just 2 to 3. We're thinking the busy high volume nights like Friday, Saturday, and potentially Sunday. We don't need it during the week because we're a full service restaurant in addition to a bar, so mainly it's dinner service. But we do have the intention of, on Friday and Saturday, making it a little bit more lively with a DJ, and the potential to have not just seated dinner, but dancing downstairs.
I've been there. So you mean behind the bar on the main floor?
Yeah, actually behind the bar downstairs. So just the lower level, not the upstairs. The upstairs will still be reserved for just for dinner service only. The downstairs would be where we plan on having.
Okay, so just one thing to note, you said that I'm not sure if you mean DJs performing, but you're not allowed to have scheduled performances there. I'm not sure if you heard our conversation about this earlier in the meeting, but yeah, no advertising,
Totally,
etc.
Absolutely
totally fine,
no dancing.
Absolutely fine. Yep.
Absolutely no dancing.
Oh.
Totally
No
illegally.
dancing.
It's totally not zoned for dancing. This is a residential side street, so it's not zoned for dancing.
Okay, listen, copy that. If that's something that you feel very strongly about,
It's not a
opposed.
question of feeling strongly, it's the law.
Okay.
It's your zoning does not allow dancing.
Oh.
Because you're a residential zone.
Got it. Okay, understood. In that case, no problem at all. We're fine with that. DJing would be nice to have, but I also understand how you feel about that. But okay, no to the dancing. I understand.
And what about live music? Is that still something that you want, or is it just the DJs?
Just the DJs. We'd like the ability for live music, but that's not really our style. So just the DJ thing would be awesome.
Okay, but DJs with the understanding that you cannot have a dance floor. Is that what you're asking for?
Yes, correct. Yep, we'll still do just seated dinner service and lunch service, but with DJs and no dancing.
Okay. All right. Is there anyone here from the community to speak on this? Okay, committee, do you have any questions for the applicant?
Just to confirm, are you willing to forego the DJ completely because you're not allowed dancing, or you're just going to try to avoid dancing?
We'll just avoid dancing. We'll make sure that management, controls it. And if there is no dancing, it will still be fully seated. But we'd still like to go for a DJ if you guys are, if it's possible.
So my concern with that is your downstairs is vaulted to a glass atrium above you, right? It's not a fully enclosed basement space.
That is correct. There is a glass atrium on the ground, on the floor above. However, it's a different set of speakers, so that the speakers downstairs can be run completely separate to the ones that are on the ground floor beneath the glass atrium.
Sure, but you can imagine that sound bleed would be a concern for people in the building, right?
Yes, as stated, though, we have invested in sound abatement. The ceilings, the concrete ceiling is really, really thick. As far as with the glass atrium, under the glass atrium, we have sound panels. They're sound absorbing. They're very large, and they cover an entire side of the wall that is the open end area of the glass atrium.
Okay.
Anyone else on the committee?
I'll speak up. I live on the block. There's no block association here because the situation at the end of the block is so out of control that my neighbors are just disheartened. I don't live right at that end of the block. I live actually right in the middle. So I'm not really subjected to the problems. DJ level music will be a real big problem. At that end of the block, we have coming from the corner, there's August Laura, who has a lot of amplified music outdoors, which is supposedly not allowed, but it happens. Club Coming, which has like loud screaming, amp up the really get the audience screaming in the curbside shack. Adjacent to you, there was the old place Identity, which is no longer there. I can't even visualize it because of the sidewalk shacks are there. I can't even see what's on that side of the block anymore. I don't think you're moving into the Identity space, but Identity was a nightmare. That's the reason why there's no block association. I'd rather not see any disco level music happening on my block.
Yes, our neighbors are loud. We try to keep things very under control and making sure that we are very mindful of the neighbors and not excessive in noise volume. With that being said, we're next to Identity. We're not right next to it. And then on the other side, we have Nowon, Club Coming, and August Laura on the corner there. You are correct. So listen, we would love the ability to do a DJ just for the the music and the ambiance and stuff like that. The volume wouldn't be crazy loud, but if it's a major concern for you, I'm willing to forego all of it. That the hours of operation are my biggest focal point for this meeting. Being able to do lunch and then late night on the busier nights with ambient background music is the biggest thing. Anything in addition to that is really just a cherry on top of the cake. So I understand your concerns with the DJ, and obviously no dancing, as we already discussed. But would love the ability to do it. Understand though that there are certain hesitations with the connotation of having a DJ. So.
Okay, thanks. Jeanette.
I was gonna say something, but then I think it's fine. I guess I want to make sure that the applicant understands the difference between just like curating music and a DJ. Like I don't really want to listen to a DJ while I'm eating. Maybe that's just me, but like a curated playlist and like a DJ, like it doesn't seem like you want to die in that hill anyway. So I don't think it really matters, but on that point, yeah, like I'm definitely like not happy about putting a DJ in there, but I also don't see that much of a difference if it's like going to be ambient dinner level music anyway.
That's kind of what we're stating too. Is right now we have a curated playlist. It's got house music and variety. We're also playing disco. It's kind of broad variety, but the volume wouldn't change whether or not we have a DJ or not. Just putting the DJ in to have someone there, creates a bit of buzz, but it wouldn't really change too much about what we're already doing, essentially.
Okay, Susan.
Yeah, just speaking in general to volume of music on a residential side street, not speaking to DJ or kind of music. I've heard both entertainment level and ambient level. I think entertainment level in a residential side street should be an issue that the committee considers generally. Pre-COVID, I had constant complaints about the music on the corner. Club Cummings is there for special reasons having to do with celebrities having pull. And that block has had many issues in the past. So I think just in general, if you're looking at residential side streets, just for volume between, ambient and entertainment level is something to consider.
Okay, thanks. And Susan, just for context, are there any other, are there other places on side streets with 4 a.m.? That aren't like super grandfathered?
I'm sure there are. I think there are some neighborhood bars. David, isn't Sophie's open?
Like Sophie's, but Sophie's is like on the corner and it's been there forever.
Yeah, I mean, there's some.
Sophie's is
next to a substation.
Yeah.
Sophie's is still, it's in the overlay and.
It's in the overlay. So
I'm almost positive. It's just adjacent to the Con Ed. Sophie's.
Okay,
Josie's
well then it
on
wouldn't be,
our
yeah,
block
you're right, then it wouldn't
is
be
open to 4 a.m. as well. But Josie's has been a bar since, I don't know, early in the 20th century.
Yeah, so there are some. I think they're very old neighborhood bars before bars were an issue. And it isn't, I'm going to say, people seem to, like say bars are bad and restaurants are good. It's not that kind of dichotomy. It's a kind of, it's the kind of business it is. It could be a bar, it could be a restaurant. So offhand, I can't think of any new bars that have gone into 4 a.m. But
okay, thanks. David, go ahead. Something else.
So I would like to see us to change it then, rather than saying DJ to actually say, well, I hate this word
Curated music.
but curated music at ambient volumes, but specifically also to say not at entertainment level. I mean, that is what I was concerned of. And when I heard the word DJ, that was what I was thinking, was like, oh my God, if you're having, nightclub level music in a basement down the end of the block, that would be bad.
Yeah.
So
it'll play ambient background.
Need the words.
Yeah, it will play ambient background music only, consistent of recorded music, and may have a DJ playing a curated playlist at ambient levels, but not entertainment levels. To spell it out, David.
Sure, if the applicant, if that sounds good to the applicant.
Well, I mean, I don't think it matters. We're not going to.
Well, I would like to know if the applicant if they will accept that.
Yeah, he says yes. So.
I think very reasonable, and I appreciate you guys. Just to clarify a little bit about who we are and what we do. We've been working on creating a great track record, and we've been operating for 1.5 years now with 0 complaints from neighbors and 311. And with that being said, we're a full service restaurant, but we also have really great craft cocktails, and we're a craft cocktail bar. So the idea is that once you get into a bit of a late night thing, it'll be kind of loungy, late night cocktail bar-y, but definitely not club. Even though that the name is Pineapple Club, we are very much a craft cocktail bar and restaurant.
Thanks for clarifying that. Okay, committee, I want to take a straw poll on the 4 a.m. So as a reminder, I'm just going to put it in the chat so everyone can see, but they're asking for opening no later than 12 p.m. all days and closing by 2 a.m. Sunday to Wednesday and 4 a.m. Thursday to Saturday. And the reason I was asking Susan about the 4 a.m. is because I also don't know of any sort of mid-block residentially zoned bars like this that have a 4 a.m. As David has described, this block is very saturated. This particular block is very saturated with bars and restaurants. As Susan said, it's not necessarily a bar / restaurant thing, but an operator thing. With this particular block is just very, very saturated. I don't love the setting the precedent of 4 a.m. mid-block. I don't know if anyone else has any thoughts on the
Are you
committee.
straw polling, or are you asking for a comment?
Yeah, let's straw poll. Let's straw poll. Would you vote for a 4 a.m. weekends? Raise your hand.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
Before you, I'm not going for a 4 a.m.
Uh-huh.
I think 2 is max, especially what David said. And who uses DJs anymore? It's called a fucking playlist. Jesus Christ.
Paul. Okay, so what about, I'm gonna straw poll on 2 a.m. all days. Raise your hand if you do 2 a.m. all days.
Yeah, I guess it's the alternative that people are not voting for, is that they would want earlier on the non-weekend days. Or
Right.
Okay.
Right now they have 12 a.m., 2 a.m.
So 12 a.m., 2 a.m., I'm with it.
That's what they have now.
Okay, so it should stay there.
Okay, so let me straw poll then. Jeanette, please put your hand down. Let me straw poll committee, put your Zoom hand up if you want to keep the hours as is, which is 12 a.m. Sunday to Wednesday and 2 a.m. Thursday to Saturday. Okay, and Paul already said yes. Okay.
Michelle, just as an aside, I'd rather find some compromise with the applicants to make sure that we don't have to go to the SLA for this.
Okay, do you have a proposal to make to them?
1 a.m., 2 a.m.
I go for that.
Okay, that's fine. Travis, 1 a.m. Sunday to Wednesday and 2 a.m. Thursday to Saturday.
With the addition of lunches at noon. And then how did you guys vote on the DJ with ambient music?
I think we're fine with that. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, we're
Sounds
fine
good
with
to me. And I'll come back and I'll come back in a couple months with good behavior and try again for the 4 a.m. But I'm happy with the outcome of this if you guys are.
Okay, I just want to say, I mean, not to derail this. I just want to say that, like, I don't think I'll ever be comfortable with a 4 a.m. here. I don't know if other people agree with that.
I agree with
maybe
you.
maybe 2 a.m. all nights, but that's my feeling. So
Yeah.
long as I'm still chair in a couple of months.
Okay. Good to
Just
know.
so you know, just because of like, just so you know, Travis, this is not like about, I think we talk about this. The committee's job is to be, judicious about the way that we hand out these hours, and sometimes we say great operator, wrong space. That might be this type of deal, right? That it's a mid-block residentially zoned space that we don't feel comfortable doing 4 a.m. I'm not saying that everyone's going to feel that way in a couple of months, but I have a feeling that I will, just so you guys know. And it's not about good behavior or bad behavior. It's more like setting a precedent and, just generally concerns with the mixed use nature of our neighborhood.
No problem. I won't fight you on it. I want a good relationship with the community and the community board. So if that's the feeling, no problem, guys. Absolutely.
Okay. We appreciate that. Okay. All right. Committee, anything else before I read through the stipulations?
Yeah, so what is the clause about I'm going to do it again, the must open by, is it noon all days?
Yeah, is that okay, Travis? That means that you must open by noon all days.
Yeah, totally fine. Noon all days.
It could be a different hour than your liquor license beginning.
Yeah, so right now we don't have noon. We have 5 p.m. all days. We want to open for lunch. The only days that we might close lunch would be Monday, Tuesday, but we intend to open fully at noon.
So that's
Wednesday
a,
through
so that's the
Sunday.
problem, is that the legal stipulation will be that you must open by 12 p.m. all days. So if there are days that you do not think that you will open by 12 p.m., we should put that in here.
Yeah, we'll do noon all days, and we'll open for lunch 7 days a week.
Okay, and just so you know that that's the reason why we put that in there, is because it's to encourage folks to open earlier so that there's more, daytime business traffic on streets rather than just nighttime. Just so you understand the thought process behind that. Okay.
We hope so too.
Okay, great. Okay. All right, committee, anything else before I read through steps? Okay. So it's an alteration to an existing OP license for 509 East 6th Street, Pineapple Club. It's a full service Polynesian restaurant. Hours of operation: opening no later than 12 p.m. all days, closing by 1 a.m. Sunday to Wednesday and 2 a.m. Thursday to Saturday. You will employ security personnel after 11:30 p.m. as needed. Soundproofing already installed. You will not have live music. Promoted events: any event in which a cover fee is charged, scheduled performances, no more than 2 DJs per week. And by DJs, we mean ambient. You may have a DJ playing a curated playlist of ambient levels, but not entertainment levels. You will not have dancing, live music. Sorry, just copy and pasting here. You will not have dancing, live music, promoted events, scheduled events, or any event with a cover fee. You will not apply for an alteration without coming back to us. You will not participate in pub crawls or party buses. You will not have unlimited drink specials. You'll have a happy hour. If you have a happy hour, it ends at 7. No wait lines. Staff person responsible for ensuring no loitering. You will close all outdoor dining allowed under the temporary open restaurants program and any other subsequent uses by 10 p.m. all days, and not have any speakers or monitors. Does that all sound right?
I love it. Appreciate your time, guys.
Thank you. Okay, committee. Anything else? Nope. Okay. All right. Hearing no other concerns, I'm going to move this to a vote. Michelle, yes. David?
Yes.
Paul?
Yes.
Jeanette?
Yes.
Jamie?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And thank you guys for your patience. I know that you were first on the agenda. We'll send you the stipulations tomorrow morning. Please sign them and return as soon as possible.
Have a great week. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks, you guys too.
Thank you.
Okay, next is number 6, 76 Forsyth. Applicant here.
Yes, David Torres.
Hi, okay, let me just get the application, drop it in the chat. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is an application for a new on-premises liquor license at 76 Forsyth Street between Grand and Hester. Certificate of occupancy of 74 people, 5 tables, 14 seats, 1 10-foot L-shaped bar. Requesting hours of operation of 5 p.m. to 2 a.m. Sunday to Thursday, 5 p.m. to 4 a.m. Friday to Saturday, with light bar fare prepared in the prep area, food all hours of operation, 3 televisions and ambient background music. There are 3 full on-premises liquor licenses within 500 feet. According to the lamp map, this location most recently, or is still licensed with a beer wine license with 12 a.m. closing hours. Prior to that was also beer wine, was Rabbit House. This applicant has never previously been a license holder. There were no commercial 301 complaints in this location. We didn't receive any support for or against prior to the meeting. The petition that was submitted, there were 3 residents who live within 2 blocks that signed in favor. Anything to clarify or add, applicant? Nope. Okay. All right, committee, do you have any questions? Okay, David, I have one question, which is, you had mentioned about weight lines in your application that you would make sure that you control the weight lines, but we don't want weight lines at all.
Oh, no,
can you
that,
commit to that?
yeah, there'd be no wait lines. Pretty much, just a little background. I am an entertainer. I work in the city. I decided, I spend most of my nights there. Mainly, I would be on premises throughout the day. I'd have security staff, mainly through my connection working throughout the industry. So I pretty much figure on premises would be me, a bartender, a bar back. And then from the weekends, I needed maybe a security, but I don't see it happening. I don't see it having a packed place, like a rowdy spot. I visit more like a lounge for me and my other friends, actors, comedians to, go and hang out, have a spot for ourselves.
Okay. Anyone committee? No?
I mean, I think reading this application, I was like mildly concerned because this operator doesn't have other operations, like has no experience, but I'm happy we dispelled of any previous notions throughout the discourse.
Well, man, I own several businesses throughout Jersey, auto repair shops and stuff like that. So I'm trying to transition. I'm a stand-up comedian. The reason I say 4 o'clock on Friday and Saturday only because I do end up at the Comedy Cellar doing spots. It's close enough to go back and forth. I personally am myself. I prefer to drink vodka and stuff. That's why I asked for a full liquor license. I had opportunities to be near Comedy Cellar, but they would only give me beer and wine. They were only because of like next to a church and stuff. This is the closest place me and my friends can hang out, do spots, go back, hang out, regroup, and just bounce around the city throughout the night. So then in terms of like where it is, where it's located, it's nice near the park. Everything I've said, I've had to run through my wife first. So it's not anything shenanigans. It's just I find myself more and more in the city at night, and I want somewhere I can post up. It's my own, save money, hang out, just deal with my friends right there.
I feel like rent on an apartment and setting up a table would have been cheaper, but
Well, I mean, look, I had COVID in December and I almost died. I spent the whole month in the hospital. I came out, I was like, all right, what have I not done in life? I was like, I always wanted a bar in the city. That's one of the things. I'd had my real estate license in Jersey. My connects at Compass, they're like, hey, rents have dropped really cheap. I managed to get this at a really good deal. So I said, all right, let's do it. So that's why I'm here.
Okay, so yeah, I think that, and you said when you say you're doing spots, you don't mean at this location, right? You're gonna
No, not at all.
stand up
I
elsewhere.
don't want it at all. Like I'm a comedian. I'm tired of like either I'm performing at a comedy club and then I regroup, get my thoughts, stuff like that. I'm usually at the comic strip, Comedy Cellar, comic strip, stand up New York, the Stand. So sometimes I have an hour or two to kill. I'm not coming back to Jersey, so I'll definitely be on premises pretty much almost every night.
Okay. All right, I'm just gonna throw this out there, committee. This location has only ever been licensed with 12 a.m. beer wine. It's not a particularly saturated area in terms of licenses. There's, it's just over the 500-foot threshold. It's kind of, I would call it, I don't know, I mean, I don't really walk over there at night anymore. Someone was actually murdered there on Friday night at the park, sadly enough. So it's I guess to say it's not foot trafficked heavily. So I don't think it's like a concern from from like an Avenue A or like an East 6th Street type of foot traffic bar hopping situation. But I am, I guess, hesitant to license a 4 a.m. to a spot that's only ever been beer wine till 12 a.m. and to a first time operator. So I don't know if anyone else has those same feelings.
I do.
Yeah.
Beer and wine past 12, especially with no experience.
I think I'm okay with OP, but not those hours, just to say that.
Would it
Jamie,
be
go ahead.
close to like 2 a.m.?
Okay, let's just discuss. Jamie, go ahead.
No, I was going to second your concerns on it. It's on the park, so it's not quite as residential an area. 4 a.m. I'm not comfortable with at the moment in general. OP I'm all right with. Hours to be discussed, I suppose.
Okay, Jeanette, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm echoing both what you and Jamie are saying. 4 a.m. sounds extreme for someone who's not operated in this area before, or at least in New York as a bar owner. Like that gives me some unsettled.
Okay, do you have hours that you'd be okay with?
Me or the applicant?
You, Jeanette.
I would say I'm okay with 2 a.m. Because I mean, if he sits in his bar and drinks after his own set, I think no one's gonna stop him. But like, I think 2 a.m. should be fine. I also, yeah, it's not really that close to the comedy show. Kind of like spend like 20 minutes going back and forth. But I think 2 a.m. I'd be okay with
all days.
Although Paul's reservations somehow I feel are probably a bit more valid as he is an operator in the area. Like I don't know. I kind of want to defer to his judgment a bit, but I also don't see that much harm in having.
Yeah, I mean, Paul, the thing is that obviously like Forsyth over there is so different from where we are. I mean, it's across the street from the park, and it's not like a bar hopping area. So
the way I see it, just because I've been in the area at night just to see how it is, if anything, I feel like it'd be more of a local bar. The residents that all live in that building are young, pretty much like NYU type kids. I see the clientele's like the neighborhood's a little mixed, so like I see a lot of I feel like a lot of locals will go there because there's no local bar really to walk within a few blocks. Like 2 or 3 blocks up either way, there's really no bars. But
yeah,
I mean,
I agree with that.
With small enough, I'd see just locals going there.
Question
Yeah,
on
no,
that.
it's a tiny space. Yeah, go ahead.
Is there a reason why there aren't that many bars up along that, or?
I think just because it hasn't been a place for people to go. I mean, it's like at the base, it's across the street from Sarah D. Roosevelt Park. And it's like kind of been like retail, haircutters. There's like that noodle restaurant is there on that block. So it's been just like a bit of a more mixed retail space. David, do you have any concerns, thoughts, suggestions?
I do not.
Okay. I'd be okay with 2 a.m. all nights. Can I take a straw poll on that? Raise your hand if you're okay with 2 a.m. all nights. Okay. People who voted against any proposals?
1 a.m., 2 a.m.
Okay. I'm fine with that. David?
Me personally, I wouldn't do OP. I would do beer and wine. It's either beer and wine 1 to 2 or OP to 12.
Okay.
It gets out of control. I mean, that's my take on it.
David?
Well, I'd be interested in hearing what he says to what Paul proposed just now.
Would he take 1 a.m., 2 a.m. beer wine? That's your question, David?
Paul put out 2 things that he would support. One has longer hours for beer wine, lesser hours for OP.
Paul, so wait, what did you propose? 1 a.m., 2 a.m. beer wine?
Yeah.
And what?
OP 12 a.m.
Okay.
He hasn't even been in the city to operate anything in the city. So like,
Well, I would just like to say my credentials. I'm a realtor. I have my pilot's license. So with the FAA alone, if I have any problems with alcohol and stuff, I would lose my pilot's license. So this is not something I take easily.
Okay, so let me just ask you about 1 a.m., 2 a.m. beer wine.
I've asked, I demand easily to 2 a.m. every morning just because I'd be there every night. If you want to do close Sunday to Thursday 1, I could do 1 o'clock Sunday to Thursday. I appreciate Friday, Saturday, at least till 2.
But with an OP, you want a full liquor.
Or full liquor license, please.
I don't really have a problem with that.
Yeah, that has my vote.
Jeanette?
I'm fine with full liquor until 2 a.m. all night. So I'm fine with,
yeah.
If the committee needs to give up on OP hours, I'm fine with 1 to 2 as well.
Okay, David?
It sounds good.
Okay.
I'm with it.
All right, so Paul, you're outvoted. So hours of operation, opening no later than 5 p.m. and closing by 1 a.m. Sunday to Thursday and 2 a.m. Friday to Saturday.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, anything else, committee? Okay, I'm gonna read through the stipulations. It's an application for a full liquor license at 76 Forsyth Street for a bar. Less than full service kitchen serving food during all hours of operation, opening no later than 5 p.m. and closing by 1 a.m. Sunday to Thursday and closing by 2 a.m. Friday to Saturday. You will not use outdoor space for commercial use. You'll have a closed fixed facade. You'll not have DJs, live music, promoted events, any event with a cover fee, scheduled performances, and no more than 3 TVs. You'll play ambient recorded background music only. You'll not apply for an alteration without coming back to us. You'll not participate in pub crawls or party buses. No unlimited drink specials. Happy hour ends at 7. No wait lines. Staff person responsible for no loitering. That's it. Does that sound good, David? David
Appreciate
Suarez.
that. Sounds good.
Okay. Committee, anything else before we go to a vote? Nope. Okay. Moving into a vote, hearing no further objections. Michelle, yes. Jeanette?
Yes.
Paul?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Jamie?
Yes.
Okay, so that's 5 yeses. We'll send you the stipulations tomorrow morning. Please sign and return as quickly as possible.
Excuse me, did we send to me, my lawyer, or?
Whoever's on the 30-day notice.
Oh, okay, cool. Awesome. Thank you.
All right, thanks, David. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Good night. Thanks, guys.
All right. All right, have a good night. Okay, last on the agenda is number 10, Best Speakeasies, 221 2nd Avenue. Hi, Heather.
Hi, everyone.
Okay, your applicants are here.
Yeah, I've got Jake, Giovanni, and Evan.
Okay, great. Let me just get the application up. Ready, let's get this done by 10 if we can. What district needs to, so let's do it. All righty, I'm just gonna hit the high points here. So this is an application for a full on premises license at 221 2nd Avenue between East 13th and East 14th Street. C of O of 74 people. Food prep area with American casual food served during all hours of operation. 4 TVs, ambient recorded background music. There are 12 full on premises liquor licenses within 500 feet. This was previously Huzzah LLC, DBA Finnerty's Irish Pub, closing 4 a.m. all days. That was approved by Community Board 3 in February 26, 2006. 1-301 complaint here since 2018. The applicants have never been license holders, but they have all previously worked in the hospitality industry at Broken Shaker, Quality Eats, Carbone, One Oak, Tao, the Garrett Bars. So just, if I misunderstood the concept, let me know, but it sounds like you're proposing to serve food as the restaurant Chicken and the Egg starting at 12 p.m. all days, and then transition into a speakeasy that also serves food at 5 p.m. called Dear Ophelia. 33 residents of the block and 123 residents who live within 2 blocks signed a petition in favor. And I should have said that this applicant is seeking 4 a.m. all nights as well. Anything to clarify, Heather, or applicants?
Not much. So they collected a total of 245 petition signatures, 3 of which are for the units upstairs. There's 4 units in total that live upstairs. 1 is vacant and 3 units signed in support. But you covered everything. I'll let the guys kind of talk about the concept a little bit, but yes, the idea is that the food will be from 12 p.m. to 4 a.m. and then the bar won't actually open up until 5 p.m.
Hello, community board. My name is Giovanni. I am a native New Yorker. I am from the East Village. I was raised between 1st and 2nd. So I'm as New York as it gets. Someone coming back to my community to start my own business. Went to school at Corlears, went to Brooklyn Tech. I've worked in the industry for about 14 years. My partners and I, we've been in the industry for about 45 years combined, with Jake being here doing food as the executive chef to Quality Eats and sous chef to Carbone. And then also with Evan, who has been the creative director to Broken Shaker for the past 2 years. Then he's opened up 22 different locations, including really big behemoth spots, including, you know, Soho House, Ludlow House, Barclay Center. The guy's awesome. I've been working in the industry for about 14 years, and you know, I just saw myself always leaving work and just not having the opportunity to have a quality bite and a good cocktail. You know, like there's the bodega sandwich, like someone in the previous meeting had mentioned, or like the slice of pizza. But being in the industry, I just always gravitated towards, you know, the Goodnight Sunnies or the Mother's Ruin, where it was just a really cool place where I could still get a good bite and then have a great cocktail. And we bring this, you know, to bring a great team together to then provide something that's different, something that the neighborhood, you know, can sort of grow up with. I'm from the neighborhood, and I saw my taste change, and this is basically a reflection of that.
Thank you for that. Michelle is taking a quick break for a second. Does anyone from I'll let Michelle resume speaking.
Thank you, Jeanette. Yeah, anyone from the committee have any questions for these guys? Okay. Yeah, we didn't get anything for or against this, but there's a lot of signatures. I'm just gonna say I don't have a problem with this. The previous operator was here till 4 a.m. No complaints. I mean, it's on 2nd Avenue, just below 14th Street. It's not like a particularly residential area. It's the, you know, that hospital across the street, wide avenue. I don't have a problem with any of this. Any committee members have any comments, concerns? Okay. Does that mean I should move this to a vote after we read the stipulations? I can read the stipulations and then let me know if there's anything you want to correct. Okay. All right.
Question
So
on the
go ahead.
How do we specify in the stipulations when they can serve alcohol? Or do you guys plan on serving alcohol all day, but really making it the speakeasy at 5 o'clock?
No, I'll answer that. We're gonna just, the front of the business will be the chicken restaurant, and we'll serve food and delicious bites, and then the bar itself will open at 5 o'clock.
Okay, so opening no later than 12 p.m. to serve food and serving alcohol starting at 5 p.m.
Could we ask for 12 p.m. for alcohol on the weekends in case we want to do brunch?
I mean, I don't have a problem with 12 p.m. all days, guys, but what, Susan, go ahead.
I would say, why are we restricting the alcohol? There's no.
Yeah,
point
I
to
don't
it.
have a problem with it, yeah. Jeanette, do you have a problem with the?
No. I was just
Okay,
confused
okay.
about are they gonna like flip the panels and it's gonna be like a totally
Got it.
different, you know what I mean? I don't know. Just
No,
curious.
we would walk, like there would be a walkway, like there would be a delineation between the two spaces.
Got
But
it.
that's up to you. We don't have to
Yeah. I
restrict
was
it.
just
in the
curious.
stipulations.
But to Susan's point, you guys could just have the ability to serve from noon onward all days. That makes no difference. That
Yeah,
was
Okay.
my aim.
that option would be nice.
Okay. Cool. All right, so I'm gonna read through the stipulations then. So this is liquor, wine, beer, cider license at 221 2nd Avenue. The LLC is TBD still. Is that true?
Well, it's going to be the two names that I think that was just pending for the purposes that we haven't actually filed it, but it's going to have the two names on the facade.
Okay. It will operate a pub with a less than full service kitchen, but serving food during all hours of operation. Hours of operation are opening no later than 12 p.m. and closing by 4 a.m., excuse me. You will not use outdoor space for commercial use. Soundproofing is already installed. You'll close any front or rear facade doors and windows at 10 p.m. every night. Oh gosh, my Adobe just totally screwed up. Hold on, bear with me. I just got a new computer too. You'll not have DJs, live music, promoted events, any event with a cover fee, scheduled performances, no more than 15 private parties per year, no more than 4 televisions. You'll play ambient recorded background music only. You'll not apply for an alteration without coming back here. You'll not participate in pub calls or party buses. No unlimited drink special, including boozy brunches. No happy hour, no wait lines. You'll have a staff person responsible for ensuring no loitering outside. We take that very seriously, as you've heard. And yeah, that's it. Does that sound right, Heather?
That sounds right to me, guys. Is that good?
Yep.
Yep. Thank you.
Okay, committee, any concerns before we move to a vote?
Did you say text reservations, or did we not specify that?
I did not.
Yes.
Are you guys planning to use?
We would do a text-based reservation system as well.
Okay.
We don't want to have the lines or the mob outside.
Okay, great. So I'm gonna add that as your stipulations. Thanks for that, Jeanette. So the stipulation will be, you will use a reservations and texting system to ensure that patrons do not congregate in front of the restaurant.
Great.
Okay, cool. Okay, committee, any concerns before I move to a vote? All right, seeing none, moving to a vote. Michelle, yes. Paul?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Jamie?
Yes.
Jeanette?
Yes.
Okay, thank you guys. So the motion carries with 5 yeses. We'll send you the stipulations tomorrow morning. Please return as soon as possible.
Great. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks for bearing with us tonight. Okay, committee, we're going to need to do district needs quickly. As I noted, it's in the folder that I shared with everybody. As I noted, we basically went over these earlier in the summer. There were just a few changes that Susan made. Thank you, Susan, in the office, to adjust for changes from the text amendment. You'll see that under the sidewalk cafe section. Basically, it's changing, from, because like DCA is no longer going to be administering sidewalk cafes, so changing to everything to be DOT instead of DCA. I'm just gonna change it one more, please. And then one other thing, the city elected to continue outdoor dining permanently. Originally, it was only extended until June of 2021. And Susan added a sentence about how actually sidewalk cafe licensing has been suspended and will eventually go to DOT. Any concerns about these changes?
No.
Question on why we took out the homelessness bit. What's up with, why did that come out versus stay in?
Susan, John.
What was about homeless in your section?
It's there was like an appendix, street homelessness. There were 16 homeless encampment sweeps.
That has nothing to do with SLA stuff though, does it?
Was it in there by accident or something?
I can't see it. I don't have it in front of me, so I don't remember. There should not have been anything about homeless in the SLA section. It is in the human services section.
Okay, so I think it must have been a mistake, Jen.
Cool.
Or it may have been that the appendix was following your section. Maybe that was it. I'm not quite sure. But there's no reason for homelessness in that section.
Okay.
I'm sorry if it got mixed up in there.
No, I think it must have just been copying and pasting because all the DNS are in the same document, Jeanette. So for like all the committees.
Treat it very seriously, I guarantee you.
Yes, I know. Okay, if I'm hearing nothing else, I'm fine with it. we're lucky we have we don't have a lot of city issues, so that's why our district needs are sort of shorter than the other committees. Okay, I'm not hearing any concerns, so if we want to vote on this as our, I'm gonna do this as our final vote. Michelle, present. Jesse is absent. David,
Yes.
Jamie,
Yes.
Jeanette,
Yes.
Ellen, Alex, Paul.
Yes.
All right, thank you guys. We did 9 applications before 10 p.m. This is like a record. Thank you all so much. See you at full board.
Yay.